But you know that you could have yours on in the background, unless we happen to be on the big set, which some people are doing. And well, that's all right.
I wore this house coat because it's vintage and it's hot. Oh my gosh, we need to open the door or something.
I am also in polyester. And
oh, good. John, hello,
we'll be
good
putting
morning.
the air conditioning in.
David, Aaron, hello, good morning.
Hey.
I'm so excited about this.
Super.
We haven't done a cartoon brunch before, have we?
If we have, it's been a very long time.
Dano, hello. And Elaine. Good morning.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, I'm going to hand this to you for just a second. This is gross, but I have to go blow my nose.
Gotta do.
This is disgusting, but I got to blow my nose.
It's not exactly an admission. You're simply stating a fact there. There we go. So that's that checking. Yeah, we're live here on the YouTube. If you are live there, drop the comments. We'd love to see you. Got one watching anyway. And checking there and checking over here. There are 3 places you could possibly be. On Facebook, there you could be on her personal page. You could be on the Velveteen page. Or you could just be on YouTube.
I don't know why that is, by the way.
I'm not even going to conjecture. Perhaps we need a group of teenagers in a van to go investigate such things. And then they can tell such things. Hello, Lois.
Hello. And Ron, did you say hi to Ron? Okay.
Yeah, the great thing is, it does. Check this out. La, la, la. The only problem is putting it back on your head afterwards.
Does a fez double as a cereal bowl? Lisa and Errol out of Facebook jail. Congratulations.
That's good to hear. I'm not going to ask.
And Julie,
I'm not going to ask how you get into Facebook jail, and you don't need to say here, because all sorts of pretty inane things get people in Facebook jail.
Kelly, happy belated birthday! I'm glad you're here.
But definitely.
This is fun. Okay.
North Carolina is a house. Whoop!
Yay!
Super duper.
Broiling in this house coat.
I think I don't even ring a fan. Dang.
Yeah. No, it's like,
I hate to leave.
Suffering for fashion.
Every time I forget something, I have to go searching for it.
Hi, Mike.
Andrew's got Quisp going.
Good morning. Oh, you got Quisp. Okay, so we've got...
She's got her Quisp ready to go.
We've got corn pops and Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs. Those seem to be sufficiently junky and sugary enough. Although they do have 10 vitamins and minerals.
I looked for Quisp. Our store didn't have it.
I believe Quisp is actually sort of a seasonal thing. From time to time it gets brought back around.
What sold me on these two, because, you know, I wanted something that would be a throwback. This one I bought because it said, now with more crunchy sweetness, because that seemed appropriate for this morning.
It seemed to be pretty crunchy so far, and it's plenty sweet. So,
and this one says more chocolatey taste, but as you can see, he's drinking the chocolate milk from his cereal through a straw. So,
yeah,
maybe we should put some booze in our chocolate cereal milk
and see what happens.
But first,
oh boy, make yourself a grasshopper.
But before we do that, I have an idea for a cocktail.
Got one vote for blueberry, by the way.
Blueberry, yes.
There we go. Anyway, but your idea for cocktail, and I will wrangle comments.
My idea. Okay, can you just go back 1 second?
Sure.
I just want to see what I wrote.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can I do this one?
I got it. I'm going to do this one. Okay, so you know Super Chicken and his secret sauce. I decided to do one as a nod to his whatever they call it, special. What do they call it?
Special sauce.
Special sauce.
Henry has his special sauce.
Yes, and you know since his name, his sort of Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne name is Henry Cabot Henhouse III. So I've decided to name this drink Henry Cabot Henhouse III after Super Chicken. So I am going to start with 1.5 ounces of vodka because I want to up the booze quotient, but I don't want to add too much flavor. So I'm using Smuggler's Notch. Smuggler's Notch
comes to us from Vermont.
Vermont.
Yep. Very reputable brand if you happen to be traveling through the area and would like to visit the distillery.
1.5 ounces.
In a matter of some months, I'll bet. I'm sure they could be glad to do that. But in the meantime, you can find it at
I want a vaccine. Everybody's getting vaccinated, and we're not eligible yet.
She wants a sore arm.
Oh my God!
But,
you have no idea how much I want a vaccine.
Price you pay. We have some.
Don't get me started on why everyone is eligible.
Going to get some votes for cereal here. Oh, Tom and Jen are here.
Yay! Hello. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm making Henry Cabot Henhouse the Third. So far, I've started with.
We all know that's the secret alter ego of Batman. So.
Super Chicken.
Super Chicken.
1/2 ounce blue curacao, 1.5 ounces of vodka. This is a really messy setup, by the way. We don't have a bar by our sofa.
We actually need to make some space here.
1/2 ounce of fresh lime juice.
We should have everything we need.
So far, it's delightfully blue.
You notice whenever Henry drinks his special sauce, he has a comment about it, and then he breathes fire. So,
well, I happen to be using Boy Drinks World's Serrano cocktail spice.
And a couple of droppers of that.
It comes with a dropper. Yeah, could you put that? I said 1 dropper, but could you make it 2?
2 droppers.
Please?
Here we go.
2 droppers.
Seems to be lacking spice, Fred.
Boy Drinks World's Serrano cocktail spice.
2 dropper?
Yep.
2 droppers. There we go.
And we're going to shake that with ice.
Excellent thing to do at this particular juncture.
Our ice is also chilling our bubbles.
Yeah, well, that's also an excellent thing to do.
Double duty.
Double duty.
Okay.
Indeed. Hello to Renee. Michael is giving 1 vote for Count Chocula.
Oh, yeah. They had that, too. I went for this one because he was drinking his cereal milk with a straw.
You're thinking about it, you know?
I'm like, we could do that with booze. All right.
Couldn't hurt.
It's afternoon. Technically, we can drink.
It is here. If you're calling in from the West Coast,
that's true.
Obviously
Might not be noon where you are.
You want to have some breakfast drinks. That's all I got to say.
Strain into a cocktail glass, but I won't. I'm not done.
We're waiting on that.
All right.
Yeah. So Michael's got the right idea. You want to go for the vampire, not for the little Peter Lorre type.
Strain into a cocktail glass, and then I'm going to top with our chilled rosé cava.
But first, you got to crack it.
First, I got to crack it.
Saying hello to Alan.
Hello.
Also in North Carolina. Alan and Elizabeth. Sorry. There we go. Making that trip. So, and seeing the house twice.
Good morning.
Representing the Carolinas.
Or afternoon if you're here on the East Coast with us.
Got a vote for Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs. Yes, we got the Cocoa Puffs.
Jen and Lane also have Quisp. However, there is some age attached to the box.
We might have some old cereal, too.
Yeah, if I check at the back of the larder there, particularly if it's been decanted into a plastic tub, it's like, oh, yeah, we had blueberry like 3 years ago.
I was going to say, well, we tend to buy it at Halloween, the Frankenberry and all that.
Yeah,
and
nostalgic purposes.
Forget about it.
You have one bowl of it, and you're like, gee, this is very sweet, and then that's the end of it. Anyway.
Yay.
And we have Jen here.
Hello, good morning.
Who's asking what goes with corn puffs and Cocoa Puffs? Well, here we go. Answer to your question.
All
Boom.
Right. Well, this is Henry Cabot Henhouse
the third.
Oh, it is bubbling. I like that.
Definite fit. Oh, the fizzing definitely helps the whole effect there. Hello, David. Another vote for Cocoa Puffs.
Good morning.
And he actually has Frosted Flakes. I ate a lot of Frosted Flakes of corn as a child. I don't think we ever really had a full-size box. Did everybody else
Jilly
ever grow up with miniature boxes? It was always the Kellogg's variety pack or the Post variety pack. You know, I think
my father would do the thing where you would cut the box and make a bowl out of it.
The Kell bowl pack.
Yeah. I remember him doing that.
Yeah. You'd whip out your penknife, and and if you're a child with a penknife, somebody's saying, "How come that kid has a knife?" I will definitely give this a try.
That is spicy. You could use less spice. I like it.
Seems to be lacking a certain something, Fred. And then he transforms. Of course, he's already in costume, so the transformation is strictly one of strength and cunning.
Jen,
hello for Jen. Oh, wow. Hello north of the border. Hello.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of, which junky cereals do you have that might be in another language. Now, that would be exciting.
Junky cereals.
It's all over the place.
Speaking of junky cereal.
We saw frosted corn thingies south of the border, and they were Cocoa Krispies de Melvin. Melvin was a big elephant. But yeah, told the whole thing in Spanish. I'm like, wow, really junky, sugary morning cereals are universal, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Hello, Jilly. Hello, Junebug. And Fred.
Yay.
Amy is good morning-ish. It is esque. Yeah, Cynthia's got 9 a.m., so still on the coffee.
Yeah,
I hear you. I'm just catching up on comments, folks. I'm a little slow. Pardon me, I'm slow. Well, there's coffee. There are, if you're feeling like Friday night was heavy, there's always the so-called hangover cures, but some people just call that a Bloody Mary. We tend to really like on a Sunday, if we feel like, yeah, let's do a cocktail, there's always the tall one, the Ramos Gin Fizz. Classic, simple enough, it just takes a hell of a lot of shaking. A lot of fun. Amy's not eligible. So, well, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's more than just us. I'm not saying
Don't even get me started.
I'm not saying that's positive or negative. It is. And you got a good question for what are you wearing?
Oh, this is a a house coat, like a vintage house coat, and it's quilted. I'm like, oh God. Why did I choose this?
This is a single layer of poly, and this is warm enough. So, like, adding a little bit
natural fabrics were used in the making of this.
You'd think this was wool, but then again, you wouldn't. No, yeah, I think that's just polyester batting inside of there.
It is. There is batting.
But you look fabulous.
Thank you.
So there you go. Yeah, shouldn't you kids put your clothes on and go play outside? That's right. Well, if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
I intend to do that. It's going to be warm today. Warm-ish, in the 50s.
Yeah, it's...
compared to what we've had, I consider that warm.
I poked my head out there. It appeared to be at least the mid-40s at the time, and I wasn't even in the sun, so, big thumbs on that, because what was it, maybe 2 weeks ago, we had about 1.5 feet of snow in the driveway still. That was not really melting, because it was 19 degrees out. Woof. That's F, of course. If you're north of the border, that's something else. That sounds like a lot colder. Ugh. But then if you're north of the border, it's a lot colder.
Time for Rice Krispies here. Snap, crackle, and burp. Jamie, good morning.
Here we go. Bloody Marys and Sigmund. Now that seems to be highly appropriate. Hang some seaweed off the side of it, The coal-fired laser disc.
Fruit Loops.
Here we go.
I made my mom a
Vote for Fruit Loops. Hello, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
So much.
And Wayne.
What are you folks eating and drinking up there in the lovely city on the St. Lawrence?
What do you want? Cocoa Pops? Oh, no, Corn Pops or Cocoa Puffs?
I think you're putting a vote in for the cocoa, so I'll go for the corn.
I was also thinking that maybe we would combine them.
Oh. You mean a cereal cocktail? I've never heard of such a thing. It can't be done.
I was thinking we would combine cereals.
Oh, I mean a cocktail of cereals, that is, colloquially speaking. You could add some vodka to that and make it a cereal cocktail.
Let's find out. Okay.
This is good.
You wanted...
I like.
Corn Pops. All right. I need a bowl.
Okay. I will actually... I'm going to lean over for a second there, folks. Right. Pardon me.
You got to check the comments elsewhere, too.
I think I just stepped on some ice.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, I did.
I dropped some ice.
Let's put that aside, perhaps into my water. And... hold on.
I've got little bowls because we might want to try different things.
We might
no one has like that non-nutritive cereal varnish like Clark Griswold.
Yeah. It also has a flake in here, not a pop. That's interesting. It's like a frosted flake
sneaked into there. It's a lazy day at the factory. All right.
It's already cocktailed. Okay.
You ready?
Another flake. Wow, this one exploded.
Bring it over.
I'm pulling it.
Tell me how much.
Just a minute. I'm actually going to try an actual pop. How's this?
It's very shiny. It just makes me think of Clark Griswold with his non-nutritive cereal varnish.
Give me some, a little write-up on that non-nutritive cereal varnish that you invented, Layman's terms. None of that jargon.
All right. And the Cocoa Puffs.
The varnish is there to prevent the milk from soaking the cereal too quickly. Now, eventually it fails, and then the thing is just a soggy mess.
Well, I was going to say we wanted to, so we can do this.
So we can do this. Boom. But we'll get there. There are people who will simply soak the cereal and then use the cereal milk as a thing. And then, of course, there was that restaurant in, I believe it was Manhattan, that was serving cereal. And then for like something like $10, you get yourself a bowl of Corn Pops. That's a pretty good rack.
I don't know if that's still open.
At present, they're probably not.
Well,
who knows? They may be doing takeout.
I mean, in general.
They'll hand you a tiny carton of milk, a plastic spoon, and a Kel Bowl pack. Away you go. Takeout. Hello, Wayne.
Yes, good morning. Okay.
One vote for the leg lamp. Hello.
Yay.
Christmas is here already. David's already got also has some Pop-Tarts.
Okay, my milk is already turning brown. So.
It takes no time, doesn't it? There we go. Look at that.
It doesn't have non-nutritive cereal varnish.
Comparison right there. Jennifer's giving a vote for honeycombs and super sugar crisp.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. And then just simply, what was it? Honey Smacks.
Honey Smacks.
Instead of Sugar Smacks, it was Honey Smacks.
Yeah, I think Sugar Crisp had to turn to Honey Crisp or something because of all the complaints about the fact that it's kind of junk food in a bowl.
Because honey is not sugar.
Because honey is not sugar. Because honey is not fructose or something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, look, it's got 10 vitamins and minerals. Come on. It's part of this complete breakfast. And since we already had Eggs Benedict and bacon, this is part of the breakfast.
I'm going to let that soak because we're trying to leach as much sugar and chocolate out of our cereal as possible so that we can
attempt to do something with the chocolate milk.
So.
You know how it is. You know, that's just a lazy way of making chocolate, pouring chocolate milk over your cereal. You could do the same thing with plain old cornflakes if you really wanted to. So Jim notes that same old cereals, there's also French on the box. So
okay.
Bilingual. What exactly are sugar smacks in French? That's a good question.
Oh, Christy. Doing Bloody Marys. Nice.
Hello. No cereal. Omelets. Ooh. Yeah, well, you can't. No cereal for you, but we did eggs. So, hey, we had the ifs. How did we do the pink and purple lights? They are tacked both ends. Actually, tack, so they just string. Oh, I'm losing my computer. And I'm still reading. Let's see here. Also, Swansboro North. Wow. We had North Carolina was our biggest voting block today. Hello. Glad to see you all. Thanks for joining us. What are you eating for cereal? 43 in Fresno 1 hour ago.
Wow.
Well, what's it getting
That's
up
about
to?
what it's...
And of course, well, an hour ago was all of 8. So, gotta wonder what you're getting up to. Crossed bun French toast, and I'm moving on to daiquiris. Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Gee, that sounds kind of nice. A little more fancy than what we got here, but...
Have you been checking the other feeds, too?
I have. Andrew can't get the shot either. I'm sorry to hear that. I suppose we're in that boat.
Because you're in New York.
Lisa knows had a house coat, similar fabric, and it was way too hot.
I need to go get a fan, actually.
If you would do that, I'll hold down the fort and check everything.
I need to get a fan.
Vote for Fruity Pebbles from Mr. Bonomo. Woohoo! Yeah. Well, you get the Cocoa Pebbles, you get the Fruity Pebbles. Take it back. What's the difference between the Cocoa Puffs and the Cocoa Pebbles? I think air. Otherwise, not a lot. Wayne, love corn pops. I'm liking them right now. They're actually not as sugary as I thought they'd be. And basically, it's just sort of a Cheeto without the corn, but with sugar. It's that kind of thing. You kind of, well, you know what the impression I'm really getting is kettle corn. Kettle corn in a cereal. Not as caramelized, perhaps, but, you know, same effect, really. Or Captain Crunch. Yeah, that's a good one there. That one definitely had a specific texture thing going on. It had some sort of honeycombed the cornmeal, but it wasn't honeycombed.
The attic. The temperature's perfect in the attic.
Kind of nice, huh? Wow. I guess we should set up there, eh?
Man.
Larice says hello. Hello, Larice. Chrissy says Cocoa Puffs need boozy milk. Kahlua, maybe, perhaps. And we could check that out.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
We've got, we are ready to vote for blueberries from Mike, vote for Fruit Loops from Linda.
Yeah.
We kind of thought that might be the case. And definitely Brunch and Central. Vote for Captain Crunch from Jill. Yo! And Linda's wearing her Fruit Loop shirt. Yeah! Thanks to the VLK. Nice. Awesome. Wait, and here we go. Oh, I'm way behind on the YouTubes.
Okay, is that too loud? The fan?
It seems okay. If anybody out there is hearing too much wind noise, let me know. That would be hitting the microphones. I can't tell. So, YouTube lineup in reverse order. Sorry, folks. There we go. Hello, Keith. Hello, Pepper Tree. Pepper Tree's definitely giving a 1 thumbs up to Super Sauce.
Hey!
Knick-Knack Twins. Hello. Definitely.
Good
Sivs.
morning.
Springfield,
or afternoon.
Oregon in the house. So nice to see. Callie's in the house from Pepper Tree, of course.
Hey.
Elizabeth from Vegas.
Hello.
New subscriber, loving the Kitsch. Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you.
Thank you for viewing. Thank you for the Kitsch.
I appreciate you being here.
But definitely. Also, I'll vote for the Fez. Definitely. Another thing about the Fez, just like this is really warm.
I know. Well, I just turned on the fan because it's broiling in here. 1
vote for Cocoa Puffs from Sivs. Cheryl feels like she's in another dimension.
The cereal zone.
Otherworldliness. Well, once you eat like 4 or 5 bowls of this stuff, you start to really freak out on the sugar rush.
We just got a new Apple TV box. Were you talking about that?
I was not talking about that.
Okay, yeah, we just got a new Apple TV box, and we can just tell Siri what to put on for us.
This is true.
Okay.
When the damn remote doesn't actually work the way I wanted to, I can just say, "Hello, Siri, do the following."
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo up on Netflix. Boom.
I feel like I might need to put more Cocoa Puffs in here
to leach out more flavor.
Yeah, we need to get maximum flavor out of this.
Hello, Stu has joined us.
Hello,
so nice.
Good morning.
Or
afternoon.
Good morning or good
evening. Good morning. I'm like, it's
morning for us.
Afternoon here.
It is afternoon for us. It is morning central. It's definitely time for a Ramos or a Bloody.
French toast and daiquiris is very sophisticated. Much more sophisticated than we're doing.
What we're about to do. Sounds kind of fun. Where'd you get the cool milk carton holder? Oh, that's the green one.
We inherited that from his mom.
The handy holder.
I think she had it since back in the day.
I would say if you want to date that, 1973.
We have perhaps a white earlier. One too.
Yeah, we have two. I nabbed those before my sister could. Yeah, because I'm sure she would have wanted those, but I really wanted those, so
yoink.
We picked them up. Yoink! They're actually I wouldn't call them collectible, but I don't really see them that often. Like at the thrift, you never see the handy holders.
Good morning, Janice.
I think they have a tendency to get Berlin break, but they're great. They're super for the milk cartons. Cereal mashups from Johnny says Lucky Charms as a Frosted Flakes Lucky Charms. Whoa. I would figure that they would overload on the marshmallows. Like Lucky Charms plus, who else does marshmallows in cereal?
Wasn't there like the all marshmallows one?
All marshmallows Lucky Charms? That's like the all syrup squishy, that episode of The Simpsons, which ended up in.
And then there was like the Oops all berry, what?
All berry.
I was in the cereal aisle, and it was like the one that has berries, and it was like Oops all berry box.
Sorry, we screwed up, so you get to benefit.
All right.
So
I gotta put more cocoa.
More cocoa? Cocoa in your puffs? Wayne notes that there was a brewery in SoCal. We used to use the cereal milk in the brews. Oh, like a milk stout.
Wow.
So Cocoa Puff Milk Stout or Fruity Pebble Milk Stout.
Needs more Cocoa Puffs.
Some of our correspondents today will say, I'm not going there. I will put it this way. I'll try it. More puffs in your cocoa.
All right, I'm
Quisp and Freakies. There's a cocktail for you. No, that's a sugar rush. Never had Freakies as a kid. Quisp, I remember.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
But I'm not quite old enough to remember Quake, because I think that was off the market at the time. But we knew Quisp. Quisp had animated cartoons by anybody? Cinnamon Toast Crunch cocktail recipe. Well, there's some pretty good cinnamon toast. There's good cinnamon cocktail recipes. Oh, I'm thinking here. You kind of do a jet pilot with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now you're gonna blast off on that. Woohoo!
So I'm still enjoying Henry Cabot Henhouse III, the alter ego of Super Chicken. This was 1.5 ounces of vodka, 1/2 ounce blue curacao, 1/2 ounce fresh lime juice, 2 stoppers of Boy Drinks World Serrano cocktail spice, shake with ice, strain into a cocktail glass, and fill with chilled rosé cava.
Wonderful. It's quite nice. And the hot hit is good on that. The color is just about right. And it's pretty balanced. I would say that's a nice one. I would make that again. Now, when you were a kid and you got to the end of the cereal and you just had that little bit of milk.
You gotta drink it.
There's 2 ways to do this. You gotta sit there doing this for about half an hour and get to like you never get there.
Why would you do that?
It's like Zeno's paradox. Or you would just do this. I remember a kid was eating at a kid's house one day and she specifically noted that, oh, that's rude. You don't just drink from the bowl. Well, pinky in the air. Anyway. Great story from Baby.
But she doesn't lick her plate either.
I didn't lick her plates. I tell you, you're just missing all that good stuff from the ribs. Just saying. Amy Notes had a party years ago where roommates and I put out large bowls of fun breakfast cereal as snacks. I believe that our Dartmouth correspondents can tell us something about that concept. Someone sat down next door to the bowls and announced that he needed the milk on a spoon. Hilarious. Funny. You need like a huge spoon. Here you go. The fake Reese's Puffs called Spheres. Just because they're called Spheres. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
That's almost like a horror movie. What's the horror movie with the levitating sphere that like knifes people?
Isn't that Phantasm?
Phantasm. Yeah, that's it. Phantasm cereal. We're really cutting across genres here. Pretty good. Expensive but good. That's
Honey
the beer.
Yeah, I saw Honey Smacks.
Honey Smacks in the UK. Yeah, it probably became Honey Smacks sooner than it became Honey Smacks here, but at some point there was just some pressure to like tone down the sugar bit. It's not like they toned down the sugar. I think it's exactly the same amount as always. And you can always claim that that's part of the energy content. 50s ads.
Tiki Scare. Oh my God. Okay, so we've got Scooby-Doo on it. This episode is called Tiki Scare is No Fair.
I'm going to back up, take a picture, and post it.
So,
whoa, hello.
We've got a Tiki. an episode of Scooby-Doo on right now. And there are tikis.
And they appear to be in Polynesia. And they're at a luau, and somebody's eating poi.
Yep.
And Shaggy's eating poi because of course, he's a vegetarian. So, there we go.
Okay, so Tiki Scare is no fair. Go search for it on YouTube.
Oh, Christy already dropped that. Yep. Cereal instead of chips. Taking the bets. Hilarious. Okay.
And making syrups.
What are you making, Wayne? Did you model a cereal?
Oh, yeah, I just
let it sit.
I'm just letting it sit.
Letting it sit and soak.
Letting it
infuse.
Yep. Although it probably will soak up the milk now that I think about it.
Add some more milk. We're making our own secret sauce over here.
I'm not hungry for it right
comment.
now.
Cheetos without cheese is dust? Yeah, pretty much. It's an extruded corn puff, which is, I believe, known as a Colette.
Extruded.
I've watched enough shows about junk food to tell you that I think that's what that's called.
All right.
Yeah, 2 treats. Bingo.
Right. We got to check the other feeds too, though.
Amy's notation. Captain Crunch. Roof of mouth. Shredder. Yeah, there's a heavy texture on that stuff.
Oh, remember the cereal was packaged in foil? Yes.
Oh, yeah. The sugary cereals that are very hygroscopic, like, what was the one that was basically like caramelized wheat puffs? Maybe that was like Sugar Smacks.
Yeah,
I think that was. If it sits there, if you open the thing up and moisture in the air gets to it, it's just going to go completely limp. So it's terrible. So they had the foil there, so you would, if you were smart, you'd crunch down your liner there. The simple fact is that as soon as you breach that, man, you're gone.
It's just a tiki episode of Scooby-Doo.
This is pretty awesome. We should look that one up,
And speaking
love to
of
show it to you, but we can't.
Because we do research for these things. Last night we were watching cartoons, and we had on the Brady Kids. Which that episode wasn't tiki, but it made me think of the tiki caves.
The Brady Kids as cartoons.
And Velma is just sitting there in a tiki bar. They're just in a tiki bar.
Yeah, she's got a tall one and it's pink. God. I don't see any umbrellas, but good grief.
But it's thatched walls and
presumably that's a Shirley Temple, but I don't know why I presume that.
I don't know why you presume that either.
This is the 70s. These kids might have been 18. Who knows? Oh, yeah, the honeycomb garnish. That's pretty huge. Okay, switching over here, folks.
Gotta check the other feeds.
See what's happening.
Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks. Bingo. That's a good vote for Apple Jacks. Had plenty of those as a kid, too. Jay Ward, big vote for Stu. Thank you. Yes. Did do the Quisp commercials, and I believe the Quake commercials.
I know, the free swag in the cereal box. Oh. Now they just have, there's a game on here.
Yeah, a game you can play. It's a maze. Cocoa Puffs
it's Climb, a ladder game.
Which is shoots and ladders.
Yeah.
Although it's actually set up as a video game. Is there a battery in there? Maybe we can play.
No. Yeah, it's just a game. And then the Corn Pops have just the characters. Tony the Tiger and the Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
And Toucan Sam.
Yep. And then the little, what do you call them? Shredded wheat.
The shredded wheat square.
The sugary. Apparently that's a character. I didn't know that was a character until just now.
It's okay. There you go.
Does it have a name?
Is there a name for that guy?
Must, but...
Got a tip from Sieves. Apple TV you should be watching For All Mankind. Oh, I've got some recommendations.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's been advertised heavily, so we can check that out.
So I'm going to make a mocktail. Just a little spacer while I'm at it.
Right. And Lenny points out that aloha also means good morning.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I am...
And we got one vote for the Groovy Ghoulies.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
We actually turned up that record at one point. It was really not in great shape, and I gave it to a friend. And I don't really regret that, although I'd like to find it again. That would be fun.
So I'm going to make a mocktail called the Teen Angel in honor of Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels.
We're not thinking of the 60s hit.
No. This is the Teen Angel. Brenda, Taffy, and Dee Dee.
Yeah. We'll apparently discover Captain Caveman frozen in a cave, defrost him, and then suddenly he's the superhero.
He's like the world's first superhero. But he got frozen.
The guy's a total freak. I mean, he really looks like the guy on the Freakies box.
So anyway, to make the Teen Angel, I have already put several drops of pink food color in my champagne flute. That is totally optional. So if food color offends you, don't do it.
St. Patrick's Day Lucky Charms and Hannaford turns your milk green. So that's a feature. All-berry crunch berry. You can button those out. Yep. Crunch berries.
So I'm starting with a ½ ounce of grenadine.
Okay. Another vote for Captain Crunch here.
We make our own grenadine, so it's not a pretty red. It's just brown, which is why I did the pink food coloring. Which may end up looking gross. We're about to find out.
Highly recommend making your own grenadine or finding a very reputable brand that actually contains pomegranate, but it is very easy to do your own. Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cocktail. Are you ready?
Yes.
Rumchata, vanilla vodka, fireball. I would say...
Wow.
Shot of the vodka, 3/4 of the other. And you'd have to really gauge that fireball. That could easily take over. Shake, pour, rimmed glass of cinnamon sugar. Bang. There we go. Brilliant. Thank you.
So that
Thank
was
you, Jamie.
a ½ ounce of...
And we also have John, Tom, and Lewis chiming in on J Ward. I don't know who said it first. You're all winners in my book. Thank you. You know.
½ ounce of grenadine, 1 ounce of milk, and then I'm going to fill with the seltzer.
Seltzer's on top of the bar. We were a little crowded over here, so I didn't bring it over. It's still a little crowded over here.
Okay.
Carefully. That's fizzing kind of nicely. Interesting.
Which is funny because there's nothing fizzy
no fizz
in it
yet.
Okay.
You had the milk and the grenadine.
So it's really like an egg cream idea.
That's what Velmo's drinking.
It's because of the pink food color.
Because of the pink food color. Yeah.
Let's try it.
Try it out.
It's actually very light. It's good. I like it.
You know, it has almost the exact flavor of those pink sugary cereals. Like strawberry sugar frosted crunchy bombs. You know? It really does have that. And there's no strawberry in there, interestingly.
It coordinates with my...
But it coordinates well.
House coat. So that was the Teen Angel. I did pink food color. Don't have to. ½ ounce grenadine, 1 ounce milk, fill with chilled seltzer.
Pretty easy.
Yep.
Great little mocktail. It's a good thing to space while you're doing all the rest of these things.
It's a ripoff of an egg cream.
Yeah.
Only I used grenadine.
You can do so many things with an egg cream besides the usual 2 flavors. I think coffee is an excellent flavor that you would probably have to ask in most New York delis if they would make that for you, but they can figure it out.
Aww.
Another vote for Sugar Pops. Surf Spot. Brady's. Oh, excellent. Another vote for Groovy Ghoulies. God, take
I still have the Tony the Tiger towel my grandma gave me. Aww.
That's great.
I would keep that too.
I still have the bear that you got from mailing in like 5 lids of Maxwell House.
Oh yeah, you do.
And probably $1 or probably 50 cents at the time. And it's the little guy. There was the little guy and the big guy. I got the small one. And that was the bear when I was a kid. He's still in pretty good shape, although he's been reclothed. You know, that tends to wear out a bit. So I just call him Max because I don't know what else to call him.
Well, Max is a good name.
There we go. Oh, and Lundy just dropped the full Groovy Ghoulies. Thanks very much. I'll check that out. Yeah, I figured that if it's out there, it's in here. I've never seen in person the Lancelot Link album. Speaking of like sort of live action with animal shows on Saturday, I did watch that when I was very young, and it had music. And as a kid, it just blew right past me. Whatever, it was all the same. But I checked this out as an adult, maybe about 5-6 years ago. I found it on the net, and it's like, this is the best. This thing's great. I like it even better than the Banana Splits record, and that's the bomb. That's a really awesome record. And that's also really hard to find. Nobody bought this thing?
It's still the Tiki episode of Scooby-Doo.
Still Tiki. Another vote for Goth Tiki. Oh, add a Bailey's oatmeal cookie to the Cinnamon Crunch cocktail. Boom. We're crossing platforms here. That's awesome. Frankenberry cocktail. That does look awfully Frankenberry.
It is, yeah.
Awfully Frankenberry.
I specifically made it a mocktail because we haven't done a mocktail Monday for a while. But I totally feel like adding some chilled rosé
some chilled rosé cava to the whole thing. Would that be okay with the milk? I hope that's all right.
Well, I think it would act the same as the seltzer.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying, but definitely.
All right, let's try it.
So no, still have delis in New York.
All right, so anyway, you got...
Mike, yes, absolutely.
You got the recipe for the mocktail, so I did that. I'm going to add a splash of
David notes that the all-berry cereal gives you something known as Captain's Revenge. No!
Oh, no.
John notes that Captain Crunch, also animated by Jay Ward. Oh,
it's still
true,
pink.
true.
I should have just brought the pink food color over. Could have just made all these drinks
all pink. Michael drank from the bowl.
It's also good with the children's makeup.
You added more cereal to that tiny bit of milk? Yeah, cereal. Oh, that's what you say. Yeah, when you get to that little bit, more cereal, more cereal. But that's like a never-ending game. You add more cereal, and then it's too dry. So you add more milk, and then you got milk left over. You add more cereal, and it's too dry.
We're going to have to just go ahead and add some booze to it, because I'm not eating all that cereal right now.
Chris is wondering if they drove the Mystery Machine in Polynesia. I'm thinking that it's either in the hold of the ship, or the thing is actually amphibious, and, you know, like that car in The President's Analyst.
Or maybe they just
zipped.
Knowing that crew, they probably just put it on a raft, like
floated
Kon-Tiki, and
they just floated to Polynesia on their
set out
balsa raft with the this 1965 Econoliner on it. Tell you, there's actually one of those in town that somebody has decked out as the Mystery Machine and parks various places.
Someone around here is driving around in
a Mystery Machine. I should find a picture and post it. I did take a picture once.
Yeah, we just saw it parked at the mall one day.
Saw it at the mall. I saw it like right next to the place where I dropped the UPS. I was like, there they are again. Hilarious.
That's so funny.
It's a pretty good job. You know, it's kind of funny.
And speaking of the Mystery Machine, the Teen Angels drive a ripoff of the Mystery Machine. Yeah. It just looks like the Mystery Machine that doesn't say Mystery Machine.
Yeah. Talk about recycling. Yeah, well, you know, these studios
it has a ladder on the back made out of bones.
These studios, from the Caveman. Yeah. Of course. What else? Yeah, very naturally. I've got this feeling that we know a certain van decorator out there who has done the same thing. The most tiki SpongeBob. Oh, interesting. The now offensive characters on the Brady Kids. Yeah, you had two pandas speaking with these like pretty bogus accents. Let's just say, can't do that today, fellas.
Can't do that today.
We can also note that the Brady Kids play songs. The Brady Kids play songs from their albums, you know, of which they were really not singers. And the whole setup where they're playing is like, that's exactly the Archies.
It's the Archies.
It's the Archies. So, same studio. I think it was Filmation. So, same thing. The records on the cereal boxes. Yeah, I think the Monkees were sponsored by Kellogg's. So, for about 2 or 3 years, you could find Monkey singles.
The terrible animation was also offensive in retrospect.
And you can really go down the line with that. Most of these things, like Hanna-Barbera had a good handle on it. And Filmation was okay. Terry Toons was pretty cheap. That was a very budget studio. Like Mighty Heroes was very budget. But then you had like Clutch Cargo, which barely moved at all. And to animate the lips, they flew in like human lips.
Which just creeps me out.
Very creepy.
Sorry.
I never saw this this is a 50s cartoon. Never saw this as a kid. Was not syndicated. But I read about it. I'm like, I got to see this sometime. Well, we get to this era, and then you can see some Clutch Cargo up on the YouTubes. And they are very strange. Very strange. Very cheaply made. The Marvel cartoons from '65 are very badly animated, but then 2 years later they did the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, and those were pretty good. So, and then for years later, it's all like pretty decent.
We put on Mighty Heroes last night, and that was just weird.
There's
a character named Diaper Man.
Diaper Man is a baby who like grabs his bottle, takes a swig, much like Super Chicken, and then suddenly he's got super strength. Strong Man is a strong guy.
But it's not Diaper Baby; it's Diaper Man.
Diaper Man. Well, he
talks Diaper Man is a baby.
He talks like Popeye.
He talks like Popeye.
I'm guessing the character is actually like 53 and smokes a cigar. He's like, yeah, whatever. What are you saying? So I'm still in a diaper, okay?
Like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
The baby.
Bingo. Pink Panther cereal. Ooh.
Oh yeah, Pink Panther.
Somebody found a picture. Oh yeah, then another vote for Lewis's album. I think Dan picked up a copy there for. We've enjoyed that quite a bit. We love your album. If you have copies left, drop the link, and I'm sure it's available in other formats too. Have you had a Coco? What's your Coco Lopez? Well,
that's a good idea, though. I think we have some coconut liqueur we could add to the Cocoa Puffs milk.
Yes, we do. Okay, you got to think about that.
That's a good idea. It's sitting here waiting.
So, Evolution Revolution, definitely. And their actual theme on that record, that's like the best song.
We need more milk.
So Joe 90.
We need more milk and more
Bleep
cereal.
and Booster.
It's like a science experiment.
Yeah, and Jamie actually did see Clutch Cargo. It's very strange. It's very strange. And there's all sorts of budget stuff that happened in the UK too that you look at and you go, what the hell were you thinking? I was trying to save a few quid. You sure did.
Yeah. Well, you did. Okay. I had to add a little more milk because it was starting to congeal.
It's absorbing too much. That's it. Absorbing the milk.
It's all a science
You're supposed to give, not take. They tell you. Lisa was buying Sugar Smacks because it had a Christmas ornament of the Sugar Smack bear.
Oh my gosh! Well, that's a good reason. I would have done that too. I buy bottles of Tito's so I can get the little sweaters at Christmas time.
Oh, that's true. Yep. I believe that Chris and Jeff are doing that as well.
Yes.
I think they saw your sweaters and said, "I want some of that action." Definitely. I'm also eyeing the large jar of the cheesy poofs over there and thinking, what happens if you pour those into a bowl and add milk?
Nothing good.
I will do some.
Don't do that.
I will do incredibly stupid things for this show, just because I will do that so you don't have to. But I'm not sure about that.
You don't have to anyway.
You don't have to either.
Just saying.
Dan had a flashback about Puffa Puffa Rice, tiki themed. Star Trek animated. Yeah, that was Filmation. Yeah, that was pretty limited. They were a budget studio for sure. I think they were all budget, but some of them did better than others.
Okay, Shaggy is juggling plates and Scooby-Doo is hula dancing.
So we got a cartoon for Puffa Puffa here. Oh no, an ad for Puffa Puffa.
Puffa Puffa.
Underdog, but definitely checking up. We got some pretty good action up on the tubes here.
Oh, Diaper Man, yeah, definitely a John Waters character. You're right.
Seriously, you know,
you're totally Man, right.
In the it's like in the crib eating the eggs or something. It's just very strange.
Very strange, yeah.
But definitely. Monster Coast Dragula. Oh boy. Would you like to take over?
Sure, yeah. You need to drink.
I think I've caught up everywhere. And
he needs to make a drink.
My drink so far is my cup of tea. Boy. Glad I have it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Everybody who's drinking coffee, excellent idea. I also have a glass of water here.
Oh, Svengoolie.
However,
yeah.
Svengoolie for the win. I believe there have been 2 Svengoolies, if not 3, but I think there's 2. And if anybody actually remembers...
Svengoolie is great.
The one of the other great hosts made records, and somebody's going to drop it on me in a second because I can't remember his name, but I can see the face. He made a couple records for Elektra, and of course we can't forget Elvira, who of course was based on Vampira.
Yep.
Which will definitely take you back. We had Elvira. We didn't have a horror host locally.
We had Elvira.
Yeah. You had Elvira, definitely. All right, so I'm going to go and gather everything I need if I don't have it already. Let me see. What was I doing?
Need?
What do you need? I need a glass to go into.
Okay.
And I also want to get the topper for that because I forgot it.
I know. Gotta top our bubbles.
So they don't go flat.
That's right. Although I'll probably be pouring some fairly soon.
Yeah. We'll use them up before they go flat. Now I can't find the topper.
Goulardi.
Goulardi. That's a good one.
David says Goulardi. Yeah, definitely. And hello, John. I don't remember Goulardi. I learned of Goulardi later, but yes, Goulardi. Oh, Underdog.
Underdog, yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Morgie Award.
70s Kids Power. What's the thing, like, I'm watching these things, and all of these criminals are like, you meddling kids, I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. And all the authority figures are complete idiots, the cops, like, good thing we had you, teen angels, because we never would have solved this crime. Oh, Christy says, just opened the Tito's. It came with the hoodie. Doug says, Tom Slick doesn't get the airtime anymore.
Oh,
yeah, we had him on last night, but it was all about Super Chicken, really.
Well, it was a medley that had a whole bunch of little bits and pieces, and there was a lot of Super Chicken.
But there was a lot of Super Chicken.
And just a little Tom Slick.
A very little Tom Slick.
I remember getting, I think, renting on VHS years ago some of this stuff just to see it again, and I'd never really seen Super Chicken. I'd never really seen Tom Slick, but there was also Roger Ramjet. I don't know if anybody remembers Roger Ramjet.
John says Hong Kong Phooey and live action Kids from Caper. Yes.
There we go. Boy,
Arnie loved Tom Slick. See, yeah, Tom Slick is hilarious. And Marigold, I couldn't remember her name. And then we watched it last night. I was like, yes, Marigold. That was it. Seymour rocks. Oh, Seymour. Oh. Yeah, I don't remember Seymour. I lived in LA. I grew up in that area. I do remember Elvira.
Zachary. I'm thinking of Zachary.
Oh, he's thinking of Zachary.
I'm thinking of Zachary.
We have a Zachary mug.
Yes, we do. I feel like
you should make something in the Zachary mug.
Perhaps for the next round.
Yes, the ping and pong were the pandas on the Brady Kids.
I think Zachary hit the top 40 with Dinner with Drac.
Mighty Heroes,
which is fun.
It was
a lot of fun. That I remember being syndicated in the area, and I knew a kid from New York when we would...
Roger Ramjet.
I actually grew up in New England, and we would sometimes visit this family. I remember him mentioning them, too, so that got some airplay here. Probably being broadcast on Channel 9 or 11.
Christy has that collection. We were just watching it on YouTube, so I would rather watch it without weird interruptions.
Strange interruptions and like oddball commercials chucked in as if this person posting this is the copyright holder. You notice we're not playing the music or the audio
Land of the Lost. Yep, there we go. And hi, Michael.
If you want to start getting into the whole Croft boy, it goes Land of the Lost, Sigmund, the Electro Madonna Girl, Magic Mongo.
I like Electro Woman and Dinah Girl.
Magic Mongo is fantastically obnoxious. Seriously. Lidsville before, and of course Puff and Stuff launches the whole thing. I'd always thought that Puff and Stuff looked absolutely terrible because what I'd seen on video in later years was awful, just terribly washed out, and it looked for the world like they shot it on video and transferred to film. We were just watching one last night, and it looked great. So I'm like, no, this thing was just shot 35 mil. It was a professional production.
Although I can't hear Puff and Stuff without thinking, I bought the book about the Brady Bunch Variety Hour, and it had 3 authors, but one of them was Susan Olsen, and then it was 2 others. But that took a deep dive into the Brady Bunch Variety Hour. They were interviewing Croft dancers, and it's if you're interested, it's a deep dive. But they were talking about Puff and Stuff. And Susan Olsen's quote was, when they were watching it back in the day, she's like, yeah, it was pretty obvious that the people who wrote the show were Puff and Stuff.
There's a whole line about, look, did the Crofts actually...
Two Svengoolies, okay.
Oh, okay. There we go. There should be average cost. Okay. Oh, yeah, he's fun with the rubber chickens, of course. That just makes you think of...
Magical Gorilla. I don't even know Magical Gorilla.
I mean, there's the really young kid stuff like News and Review, which was live action with very large, floppy animals. Mm-hmm. Large animals a la Puff and Stuff, frankly. But
they were Puff and Stuff.
And they were always educational, and there was always something like a little subversive Christian going on about these messages.
Oh.
But then, of course, there was all through the shows that were overtly Christian, like
Gorilla.
David Goliath.
Okay, Magilla Gorilla, I know.
Yeah.
And Lisa purchased Scooby-Doo Complete Series. Oh, you got the Tiki one.
There you go.
Good for you. Oh, the packaging looks like the Mystery Machine.
That's fun.
I figured one day we'll probably end up meeting the people who drive the Mystery Machine because
they just seem like
it's a small town. We eventually end up meeting
that way.
like-minded people.
We eventually see all of them. Do we have another one of these guys? Take me around.
Not over here.
You know what? I probably don't need it because I do have measure lines. And
there you go. Okay, so what are you making?
I checked them out. They're accurate. So this is going to be a cocktail, and I'm going to do a tribute. We haven't really delved into the really cool action series like Johnny Quest. Watched Johnny Quest quite a bit as a kid. Apparently, there's only one season of it. They're hour-long episodes, and the studios in later years used to chop them up into half-hour episodes with way too many commercials. Kind of a pain. So you definitely want the box set on that one.
What are you calling this?
So I'm going to do a tribute to his sidekick, Hadji.
How do you spell that?
Hadji. If not mistaken, wasn't that also one of the characters in Faster Pussycat?
I was going to say, I've heard of that character from something else. Anyway,
Hot Chick will kick you in the head. So, ounce of brandy, I'm going to start with. And I'm going to reflect the purported subcontinental origins of our sidekick by using some Indian rum. We got the Old Monk. This is the one in the monk.
The one in the monk.
One in the monk, not the one in the monk's head. This is like, 5-year-old versus 10-year-old or something. Let me see what this says about itself. It says very old vatted, and it has 3 X's. This is triple X rum. We're back to...
nothing moonshiny
about that. And I might just be killing this. Look at that. 1 ounce of the very old rum.
Okay. I'll call that amber rum.
Yep.
All right.
I wanted to use the actual Indian product. This is coming to us from...
I know it's from India.
Yeah, it is. It is from Ghaziabad, India. As a matter of fact, the Solon Brewery.
New Zoo Review, Henrietta Hippo, Charlie Owl, and Freddie Frog. Okay.
Freddie Frog.
Oh, and Doctor Who was a Saturday morning children's show.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's interesting.
I didn't even know that.
Okay. 1/2 ounce of the lime juice.
Okay.
Thank you. And I just brought this over. 1/2 ounce of the raspberry.
Dinner with Drac. Oh.
Yeah.
I love it.
I believe that was a hit. I don't remember that as a kid. The only one that was kicking around had hit the charts again. That was Monster Mash, of course, with Bobby Pickett. So I'm actually using Chimboard, but use whatever raspberry you've got on hand.
How much?
1/2 ounce. I feel like I should have some bitters in here.
Yeah, I feel like you should too.
I feel like I should too. Make this a real cocktail. Now, what do we have over here? We just got the Serrano. What do you think would be good? I'll go grab it.
For bitters for that?
Yeah.
Let's see.
So you got like, basically it's a raspberry rum. I think it's got a slight sweetness because we have the rum.
I think you should just do like an aromatic.
Okay, sounds fair. I have some right here. Bring some more bitters over so we have later.
Clearly we need to remodel our house so that our bar is on wheels or something. Arc 2. Oh my gosh, we were going to watch some.
Yeah.
We'll probably watch some Arc 2 after this because we were going to watch that and we just ran out of time. Yep, Land of the Lost.
Watched that a lot as a kid. That was pretty freaky with the sleeve stacks. 2 dashes of the aromatic bitters.
Okay.
Use whatever you've got on hand that fits that description. We happen to be using Hella, which is excellent. Shake with ice.
Okay, another thing in these cartoons, they're running but not going anywhere.
Yeah, pocket up.
Like they go to run and can't move. It's like a nightmare.
Yeah, my feet are stuck in quicksand. Running.
Yep.
I suppose there is something hallucinogenic about some of these, and certainly Scooby-Doo is definitely the psychedelic era. And where's my strainer? Here we go. Where's my strainer? I don't tell me I forgot the strainer. And pour into your cocktail glass.
Oh, did you bring the coconut liqueur?
I didn't actually. I should grab that. I'm going to try this first. I'd say that's quite nice so far.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
Yep. It's not too sweet. If you like them sweeter, you could add more of the raspberry, but
although it's definitely sweet from the raspberry.
I like them balanced, and I will take some of this as a topper.
Yeah.
So there we go. So this is in the 75 family, but probably a little less of the bubbles. I'm really just going to give like about a finger, just to give it a little fizz. Fizz and fun.
Hey.
What happened?
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I'm talking to the computer.
Okay, no problem. I'll lean back and let you have your conversation.
This is a private conversation.
Sorry. I'll sit over here.
Between the computer and me. All right.
There we go.
All right.
Now try that again.
Yep. I bet it's going to be better.
It has improved.
It was good, but...
It has improved. That little bit of bubbles really helps things out.
Yep.
So 2 comments about that.
And then it's a little spicy, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
I think that's the rum.
Yeah.
I think that's the Old Monk rum.
The rum does have some notes, definitely. Yep. Yeah, it's interesting stuff. And the distillery actually is also a brewery and makes beer, the Old Monk beer.
A Dino Comp cocktail would be fun. Aw. Wonder Twins. Oh my gosh, the Wonder Twins. I gotta do something with the Wonder Twins. So.
Gotta tell you.
Oh, Shazam, Isis, yes.
Yeah, Almighty
Electro
Isis.
Woman and Dinah Girl.
Those live actions, I think those are also Filmation. They did
Thundar
the live action.
the Barbarian. I'm just catching up on these.
Oh, jeez, those 80s ones.
Looney Tunes.
Power Man.
Looney Tunes. We did a deep Looney Tunes dive earlier. And hi, Sandra. I don't know if I said hi to you.
But definitely. I was just looking at this episode. We're still on the Tiki episode of Scooby-Doo. If you haven't seen it, all you Tiki nuts out there, hi thee to the YouTubes or wherever, or just buy the box set. And it literally is called Tiki something on it. And
Come to the horse show in June. Okay, well, give us the link, Lenny.
Please.
Give us the link. Hopefully we'll be vaccinated by then.
Big fun. Big fun. Yeah, I'm glad to be able to travel again for such things because there's plenty of fun happening out there.
I know.
I was just watching Scooby and Shaggy there were flying around with wings. I'm not going to question how that happened.
I know.
It's the cartoons, right?
I've seen that too.
And I was immediately reminded of yet another classic in that genre, which I think might have been Croft, the Bugaloos.
Oh, the Bugaloos.
The Bugaloos.
Yeah,
1970. That's actually pretty trippy. And the villain, of course, is played by Martha Raye. And there's music, and that's one of these few of these things that we have the album to. Did find that at one point in time. I remember they were like 4 or 5 English kids, as a matter of fact, and the gal was really cute. You know, I remember watching this as a kid, saying, "Wow," you know. But apparently they made a couple appearances at the Macy's Day Parade.
It's Macy's Thanksgiving Day.
Thanksgiving Day.
There's no Macy's Day.
Sorry, I screwed that up. I like that thing recently about the guy with Skype. You know, hilarious. Not going to get into that right here, but watch that. That's funny. And yeah, they did the Thanksgiving Day Parade for a couple of years. But I think there's only one season of that, so it's a little hard to syndicate. But I remember seeing it.
Macy's wishes there was a Macy's Day.
Yeah, seriously, come to Macy's and do stuff.
All right, so
Lewis dropped the album link. Thank you. It's a fun collection. It's
great. So good.
It's a really great selection of all these different bands that Lewis has played with. The LP sounds great, and it's blue. Hello, can't beat that.
Is this a half ounce?
That's a half.
I'm going to add a half ounce of coconut liqueur to my Cocoa Puffs.
So if
milk.
I'm going to try that out. So if you are LP fans only, then definitely check that out. And if you're saying, no, I'll just go for a download or something, check it out. It's all there. Boom.
Wow, and I just about kicked that bottle.
Caroline Ellis. Oh man, seriously. I mean, the cartoons are one thing, but the actual live action—that's another kind of thing.
Oh, Roadrunner! Wait.
You see the Roadrunner? Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Lisa. I was reading your comments.
It's rather small, scrawny poultry, isn't it? At the end of the day,
I remember we would occasionally see Roadrunners in Arizona when we would visit family.
And I'm thinking they're on the hot tarmac. What do they eat anyway? You know, you're zipping down the road. That's the whole gag. It was just fully suburban. It wasn't. Yep. Wasn't like out in the desert. So here we go with the chocolate milk that has been coconutized. Oh, you're just following what's on the box.
It could. You know, it could probably use I don't have anywhere to put this. It could probably use a hunk of ice. At this point.
Make it cold.
A little warm, but okay.
Got a vote for Hong Kong Fooey from Mike. Oh, yes. Yeah. That's voiced by the classic Scatman Crothers. Did some great voiceovers. And I think he's actually very versatile and pretty hilarious. Also sang. He did do some tunes. Let's see.
I just think, when I think of Scatman Crothers now, I just think of The Shining.
Fright Night. Oh, boy.
Now let's try it.
Where would we be without the cross? I would have more brain cells, but my entertainment quotient would be much lower.
Wait, I gotta hold this up while you.
I'm getting to the end of this. It's seriously improved by the coconut.
It really is. That's what.
And now we're left with some
Cocoa Puffs needed.
We're left with some extremely soggy cereal. Oh, rescue Sigmund from his brothers. Yeah, seriously. Sigmund was basically Casper the Friendly Sea Monster with all of these nasty sea monsters. And then, of course, you have the 2 kids who discover him. One of them was, of course, Johnny Whitaker, who had just finished a stint on Family Affair. I'm afraid I don't. I do have the spray.
Oh, okay, good.
Which would help.
Thank you.
Couldn't hurt.
I was watching Casper last night, and I felt so bad.
Casper really tries.
He's kind to every living creature.
Really tries, and people see him and go, ah!
He's so kind to every living creature.
It reminds me of that, there's that Halloween song, and I forget who did this, like Dawes Butler or somebody who's like, Hi, I'm a mummy. I am 1,959 years old. I scare people. Ready? And he goes up to somebody, Hi, I'm a mummy. Ah! And the only person he doesn't scare is the beatnik, It's a good gag. It's a funny thing. And then I heard this on the kids show, which actually was at a couple hours ago on WFMU. And last year he's doing the Halloween show, and he plays that back-to-back with a cover of it by The Fall. The Fall covered this thing. It's crazy because it sounds exactly like The Fall, but they're doing the song. Funny stuff. I mean, we're really crossing genres here. It's everything and everybody. I feel like I want to run up and grab some record covers.
Okay.
As long as it
I just wanted it was weird. It looked like our heads were cut off, but
1 out of 4. A tiki scare is no fair. Thank you.
Yes.
Didn't remember all that. The Palm Spring Shag Store. Oh, the Puffin Stuff, friend.
Oh, we were in there.
Yep.
We went in there.
That's a fun store.
Yeah.
It's a really tiny, compact store. They all are on that strip. It's a great strip. And you can even walk by where there used to be, was it Tiki Bob's or was it Don Beachcomber? I think it's the Don the Beachcomber location, which still has the torches outside and the masks.
That was
very cool.
We got to get back to Palm Springs.
But yeah, we were there in 2014 when they were just opening up Tonga Hut.
Yes.
Tonga Hut, Palm Springs. I mean, they were literally just building out the fountain. It wasn't even complete, but they did have the secret back room and the rest of it was happening. And they had Maria in the bar, and she was awesome. And
that was great.
The food was really good.
That was really fun.
So very, very cool stuff there.
I need a glass. Do you need anything else while I'm up?
It's a good point. I could use a tall glass, actually. Boom, boom, boom. Well, I was wondering if we would just throw out some comments and the audience would just start going with it because, you know, I can't whip all this stuff out of my brain at a moment's notice. And as aforementioned, that's because I watched too many of the Croft shows as a child. And that's where the brain cells went. See, I can't even speak. That's where the brain cells went to. So if I'm trying to remember the name of that host of that show, that one, forget it, gone. But I thought that I might just throw this out and people would riff. And you all are, thank you so much. Because
you are riffing.
And I'm not signing off, by the way. We're still going strong. It's great to be able to just give you an idea and then 100 other things come out of it. Because this is the whole, like, sugar rush, like, adrenaline-infused thing that happens when you have too many bowls of this stuff. And then crazy things go. And I certainly did that as a kid. And, like, crazy ideas happened. We're doing them now. So I'm glad that it's working for you, too, folks.
Here's your tall glass.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Welcome. Okay, so my idea.
Right here. There we go. Schoolhouse Rock. Got a vote a vote for education, folks. Something that will restore brain cells. Watched all of those at the time. If I can recite them, then I can actually tell you what the Constitution's all about. There you go. But, you know, you can do your times tables by listening to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, you know?
Your times tables.
Mm-hmm. Boom. Went to the four-legged zoo.
Oh, I forgot
that one almost makes me tear up. It's just so sentimental.
I need a champagne flute. I got an idea.
Ah! Got Michael with a big vote for the Warner Brothers cartoons there. Bugs and Daffy. I believe Linda is singing along as we speak. Hey, John's joined us. Okay, John, I think we've already had one vote for them. I'm sure that you could give yet a third vote for the Kids from Caper. Beanie and Cecil, just saw like a second of a promo of that last night when we were doing the deep dive on this.
The Museum of the Moving Image, probably, 10 years ago or so. Less than that. Maybe like 8 years ago, had a really good exhibit on
the cartoons?
On the cartoons, on the Looney Tunes.
Did we see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
You see, I can't remember. But, oh wait, no, I do remember seeing they actually were projecting a lot of the tunes.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of cells and animation. It was very cool.
Okay, so here's my idea. I'm thinking of the whole Fruit Loops thing. We got this. This is a sponsored product, but we got sent to us this forbidden fruit liqueur from Lee Spirits in Colorado Springs.
Yeah. This was a promo from a few weeks back that we did a big show about.
And I'm thinking this could be really fun in a...
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Ugh, I'm going to use this. I'm running out of clean glassware to use. Okay.
Yet a fourth vote for Kids from Caper from Tom McDonough. Yo. Which had an album and is musical. And looks distinctly Croft to me, but I could be wrong about that.
So
if anyone wants to look that up, that'd be good to know.
I'm doing 1 ounce of the forbidden fruit.
One vote for Bob Clampett. I think we just caught John's attention again. Yeah. Definitely clamp it. And I'm trying to remember the musical director. Yeah, there was Carl Stalling. There was a whole CD about that back in the 90s, about all the Carl Stalling music cues. And you listen to that CD, and you can see it all. It's just amazing.
Half ounce.
Great stuff with existing music. A lot of... I can't remember that either. When I remember that, I'll tell you. So, boom.
So far, this is 1 ounce of forbidden fruit liqueur, half ounce fresh lime juice. Mm-hmm. I think I will do some bitters. I'll do the orange bitters.
I need to write this down, don't I?
I will. Oh,
so,
this is a new bottle.
Yes, because the old bottle was so low that I wasn't even going to bother trying to get anything out of it.
2 dashes orange bitters.
It's about to be dead.
And Phil,
they run out.
Chilled
you use them.
Rosé Cava.
We use orange bitters a lot. So we're going to actually go with, I need a new text box.
I'll do it.
No, I can do it. Here.
Okay, new text box.
Yeah, new text box is this guy.
Yeah.
There we go.
Drag it over. Drag with that.
Oh, sorry. There we go. Hold on. This one's called Add a Little Bit of Body Text. What?
No.
Oh, no. That's
we're going to give it a better name.
Yes, we are.
Oh, I should have used pink food color. Oh, well.
You can do it still.
Nah.
No. Okay.
The time to do that would have been before I poured.
So this was the forbidden fruit liqueur.
It needs a... well, 1 ounce forbidden fruit liqueur,
mm-hmm.
1 ounce, half ounce fresh lime juice, 2 dashes orange bitters. Phil?
So the fruit liqueur, half ounce of lime.
Half ounce.
And 2
2 dashes orange bitters.
We have oh, I missed that.
Phil, just put Cava. I'll deal with it later. Okay. And I'm thinking it's not forbidden fruit. It needs a cartoon name, a fruity cereal name.
The Fruity Pebble. That's the almost obvious thing you could think of, but we can do better than that even. I'm thinking of which cartoon characters might actually resemble something that fruity like that. That looks also like what Velma was drinking in the Tiki episode, which, as a matter of fact, somebody dropped on us, so I can take a look at that. Tiki?
The Forbidden Velma.
Yeah. Forbidden Velma.
The Forbidden Velma.
There we go.
I named it.
There we go with the Schoolhouse Rock happening.
Hooking up words and phrases and clauses
like. Oh, and thank you, Elizabeth.
Junction, what's your function?
How's that function?
Wait, okay.
I'm going to get you there if you're very careful.
Oh, it was Don's. Okay, now bootleggers. Thank you.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
We gotta get back. We gotta get back.
I knew if I threw that out at the audience, somebody would say, bang. Much appreciated. Yep. I like the assist. Raymond Scott, thank you.
Oh, Raymond Scott.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. A lot of cues which you would recognize if you actually heard a Raymond Scott collection. And you hear his music, just a collection of the stuff that he did in the 30s, and it's very cartoon. Crazy, crazy stuff. Very influential. Apparently, he would just come up with ideas and put them down, and to actually... to get it to the band, he would just feed them like a bit at a time. It wasn't sheet music. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, okay, wait, we gotta catch up.
Powerhouse. That's the one. That's Raymond Scott right there.
Ghostbusters.
Live action, CBS. Thanks, Andrea. So glad you could join us.
Bob Clampett.
Oh, yeah. I did actually get
reminded
of all this stuff.
This is messing with the brain cells.
It's not just me.
No.
I tell you. It's not that Bloody Mary there. But definitely. Challenge of the Super Friends. That sounds like the 4th in the series of the Ape movies or something. Challenge of the Planet of the Apes. You know. Records.
Oh, the toys. Yeah. Oh, the records. When we went to the WFMU record fair, there was one of the DJs had collected a bunch of those records, like cut out of cereal boxes, and he had them like all pinned to the wall.
The cardboard records. That was Mac, who used to do the show about that was based around cylinders and 78s.
Yeah, like the antique music.
Antique phonograph show.
Yeah.
And he was on the air. He was literally winding up a cylinder machine and playing cylinders. This was just way beyond. But I remember seeing that his display was great, and it was not only cereal box records but also postcard records and all sorts of deployment that was basically just a really flat piece of paper with a record embossed in it. Crazy stuff. He had some funny tape formats. I remember thinking to myself, I got some things that I should just get to you. We have a couple of postcards up there that Place 78 that we got years ago somewhere. I don't know. They have like views of Bermuda and probably have like some Bermuda music on it, calypsos and things. You know, maybe it's the Talbot brothers. That would be great. They're awesome.
Sure you want to give that away?
Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't.
Just asking.
On the other hand, I take it back. Oh yeah, the great toys. I remember things like from the Cracker Jack box, you could get a little car you could put together and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh.
All that fun stuff. Bazooka Bubblegum was the thing when I was a kid where you could send away wrappers for premiums and you get a ring that had your initial on it and you pull off the top and it had a stamp. You could stamp your name somewhere, you know? Fun.
I didn't have that.
Didn't have that. I bought the camera twice and I have neither of these. I don't know. I have all this other crap, but I don't have the damn bazooka camera. Wait a minute. Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition. Powerhouse is the name of it, Julie. It's the one that was used like 1,000 times in Warner Brothers cartoons because it has that sound to it. Very deliberate. Bingo.
Hi, Marie.
Thanks for joining us. So lovely. Here we are in our second hour, I guess.
I guess we are into our second hour.
We are into our second hour. I'm into my first cocktail, which means I'm way behind.
You are way behind.
Yeah. I'll get there. I had my bowl of cereal.
That's okay. It's
the
bowl of marathon, cereal, not a sprint.
That's true. You know, maybe I was lining the stomach. I was thinking that the bowl of cereal is like a cocktail, except for the superfluous like corn product and the lack of booze. But this one has booze.
Chocolate cereal.
Limp chocolate cereal.
Now has booze in it.
I'm going to need to refill on the corn pops, and I might do something fun. We'll see about that.
Good though.
Ding, 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 ding.
The liqueur really adds something to the cereal. I'm not going to lie.
Elizabeth suggests Velma's demise. Well, when she's had about 4 of those, then she's
That's a good one. I like that.
After 4, she's under the host. But I didn't say that.
You did not say that.
I didn't say that. Super Friends, 1 to 2 powers. Shape of Pebble. Oh, yeah. Shape of Pebble Ice.
I like Velma's demise. You just named it.
Quick, Bleak. Get thee to a Sonic. You know? Comes back with 10 bags of ice. Thanks, Bleak. Excellent. Now we can make the Mai Tais properly. I love how we can just whip out cartoons and tiki and thrifting in one sentence. Yes, it all makes sense. All makes sense.
Wonder Twin powers, activate.
#1 super guy.
Form of an eagle. Shape of an ice crowbar. The thing is, like, it can be like an ice anything.
Yeah.
Shape of an ice computer. You know, like
an ice computer, exactly. Yeah. You know, with vacuum tubes. How about an ice destroyer? Let's actually attack this monster with some serious firepower. You know, the U.S. Navy, something like that. Could that hurt? No. Bang, bang. Jeez. You certainly see plenty of violent action and munitions happening on these shows.
I just remember Shape of an ice crowbar.
Ice crowbar.
Really?
Yeah. Would an ice crowbar be good? You'd go, oh, it broke.
Velma's demise has to be orange. Well, you know what? Okay, fine. You threw down.
It's slightly orange.
I'll be back.
It could be more orange.
Christy threw down.
But definitely. You know? Christy would like a nice bazooka. Yeah, I would too. From time to time. That would be good at Ohana when it's very hot outside. Shoot people with the ice bazooka. They'd be very happy with that. So it looks like I finished Haji. That was good. I did want to do a tribute to the more action-oriented things. I mean, you've got you definitely have the Super Friends, are all about like pow, pow, pow. Johnny Quest was the coolest damn thing on the air. It was always crazy machines because his father was the scientist. Scientist was a term that appears on cartoon shows, and the guy he's not a scientist. He's an independently wealthy madman. He's like Stark with his Iron Man routine. It's like, well, I just happen to have like $5 trillion lying around. And I'm going to build myself a super suit out of metal. And then suddenly he becomes a superhero because he's done this thing. And Johnny Quest's dad created all these crazy flying machines and tanks and stuff like that. And they're always investigating weird stuff. And they're always in the jungle. And that theme is like the big tom-tom thing going on. Very cool. I believe there's an excellent cover of that by
All right.
The Reverend Horton Heat, as a matter of fact, which is well worth investigating. It looks distinctly more orange now.
Velma's demise.
You got results.
Is orange.
But definitely wanted to throw down on that. So Haji. And sidekicks everywhere. There's all sorts of great sidekicks, you know. Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse. Please, do so. I need to do something.
I gotta change it from a better name to Velma's demise.
Yes.
He put a better name.
Because you wanted a better name for it than what I put. So, I give it a better name. That much is true. Okay. I will bust some things out of here. It's getting a little crowded.
All right. So, I gotta catch up. I'm behind. Oh, the Mummy episode of Johnny Quest. Look at Ice Bazooka. Exactly. So if it could just be an ice anything.
I got an ice thing.
Oh, Raymond Scott Quintet. Who did we see? We saw the Raymond Scott Orchestra.
Where did we see that?
In Central Park.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, it was like a free concert.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was fun.
Playing the charts.
Yep.
Very cool.
That was really fun. So what are you making?
I'm going to make a mocktail in honor of our teenage superheroes on these shows.
Are they teenage? They're just regular teenagers.
Well, these are just regular teenagers. I'm thinking of, like, you know, your Wonder Twins are probably
the Wonder Twins, yeah.
Teens or preteens. So, you know, since they are not exactly going to step into a tiki bar, we've got to give them something.
I feel like Velma was in a tiki bar. Paul says these teenagers aren't just going to go to a tiki bar. I'm like, I don't know. Velma was in one. Wealthy or well-connected with government military contracts. Let's build a ship to mine magnesium nodules from the deep ocean floor. Exactly. And these, I don't know if he already said this. I was making my drink more orange. But I was noting this morning that the villains on these shows really spend a lot of time explaining what they're going to do. Like, I will, with my secret gamma ray, cut through to the center of the earth and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, just do it, okay? Like, really, it's enough talking. Just do it. Alcohol is made from sugar and yeast. The breakfast cereal has a lot of sugar. Could you add yeast and make booze? I'm sure you could.
No doubt. Add it, let it ferment for a while, and you're done.
Quest Pup Bandit. Aww. Quest Pup Bandit. Was Morocco Mole from Secret Scroll a shiner? He would always wear a fez.
Yeah,
that's a good question.
He wore a red fez.
Secret Squirrel.
Had that distinct look to it, didn't he? Okay.
I think we need to look into this.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a Shriner? What they lack in ethics, they make up for in communication and mentoring skills. We all know how to build a gamma ray now. You talked about it enough. Oh, Space Ghost, Birdman, and Herculoids. So what are you doing, Paul?
Okay, so I am going to be assembling here.
He's mixing off camera.
Yeah, you meddling kids.
Okay, he's making you meddling kids. I don't know if you can hear him. You got to do some of it over here.
I do.
We need the payoff.
We do need the payoff on this thing. Dang it! Gotta see the payoff. Gotta see the money shot. So, want a little ice in here just because.
I would.
Mm-hmm. Hold that, please.
I got it.
A little shaky over
All right.
There we go.
So what have you done so far?
And I'm going to grab a straw because... Well,
they're back there.
Oh.
Yep, right there.
Actually, I wanted a candy striped straw. There we go. That'll do.
Never satisfied.
Now I'm satisfied.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom. So what we did
Villain's got to justify asking for that $1 million. Elizabeth, you're right.
Seriously. And we need ransom is $1 million.
All the random cats. Thundercats, Josie and the Pussycats. You're right. Top Cat.
A lot of cats going on here. What's with that? Top Cat, of course, was a wise guy, which is kind of great.
Tom. Of Tom and Jerry.
Well, you get 4 cats just in 2 seconds there. Got a whole thing.
Wasn't Sylvester a cat?
Sylvester was a cat. 5 cats. And boom. That's right. Just like that. You were just listening to that single, that Mel Blanc single. Todd, Putty Cat. Anyway, so
okay,
what we've done so far.
Here?
So here we are with You Meddling Kids.
Yep.
We have raspberry syrup, ½ ounce.
Okay.
And 1 ounce of the milk.
Got it.
Okay. You could use like 1 ounce of half and half if you like. I think that might be a thing at the delis, but I think they do use whole milk. Okay, so put that, and this is in your, say, Collins type glass. So put those in.
Highball.
Highball's fine. Added some ice just to keep it nice and cold. And is the seltzer here? Yes, it is. And top of seltzer.
So it's another egg cream.
Another egg cream type thing. I was inspired by what you did. Also, I didn't have a better idea.
I inspired you.
Yeah, right. Now, the real thing with the egg cream is you really want to get that seltzer in there and start stirring immediately.
You meddling kids. If it wasn't for you meddling kids.
And then you get a little foam on the top. I could have done better. Well.
You're not supposed to have the foam?
You are supposed to have the foam. It should be like about an inch of foam at the top of that.
Well,
it's good. So there. I'm getting plenty of raspberry flavor. It's fairly light. It's kind of nice.
You need to cut yourself some slack, Jack.
And if you're saying to yourself, if you didn't grow up somewhere in the vicinity of New York City and whatnot, and you're saying you added no eggs and no cream, but you're calling this an egg cream. Yeah, I can't explain that. But that's what it's called when you get it in a deli.
Are you still here, Mike? Can you explain that to us?
Anybody? Look, it's basically a chocolate soda at the end of the day. Now, I made a raspberry soda. You make a coffee soda, vanilla soda, whatever flavor you want. Strawberry, sure. But you go to a deli, they're going to add a shot of Fox's You Bet chocolate, the inch of milk, and then they just fill it up with the seltzer from the gun.
Rusty.
And boom. It's very simple. It's very refreshing.
Lisa said, what were Scooby snacks made of? Christy said, weed.
They sure look like it.
Well, that's vegetarian.
Yes, it is. One thing for sure, we were watching one recently. Shaggy grabs a Scooby snack and he suddenly has energy. I think they were made out of speed, actually.
Weed speed.
Weed or speed. I mean, suddenly he was just Superman. So, interesting there. That sounds like it's super. What they're made out of? What's in the super sauce? Just asking. Borrowing it from Super Chicken.
For some reason, that made me think of this recipe I discovered a few years ago called Martina Navratilova's Energy Balls.
Interesting.
It's just fun to say. Martina Navratilova's Energy Balls.
Well, she has some pretty mighty energy balls, I got to say.
She played tennis.
Yeah, she did. Well, she was a powerhouse.
Energy balls.
Powerhouse out there. You gonna eat all the soggy stuff?
No, it's yours if you would like it.
The limp cereal remains after we've already leached out all the flavor.
A little cereal goes a long way for me.
Actually, it still has plenty of chocolate
But there's
flavor.
more here, and I could just reach in and eat it, like the party snacks that
like the party snacks that people
Amy
keep
and Christy were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Frankly, it's a very good party snack.
That says, mice, chipmunks, and squirrels all fall in the same group. A flying squirrel is unique until you consider a flying mouse with a cape. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You knew the job was dangerous when you took it. We were saying that all night, John. The job was dangerous when you took it.
Gee, I don't know, Super Chicken. Well, Fred, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it.
Exactly.
That's true. I like how it's
Morocco Mole was Peter Lorre as a crazy tiki beatnik. Exactly.
Didn't they drive around in a really cool car? Like basically a cartoon Aston or something? Hit this again for just for a second. I need to actually grab. Henry. It's Henry Cabot.
Henry Cabot Henhouse III.
So it's great in the cartoon how it's Henry Cabot Henhouse and Fred it's either when they change identities, it's Super Chicken and Fred.
No. Fred, you need a superhero name.
You need a super identity or a superhero name, you know?
Patrick and SpongeBob's ice cream shop is essentially a tiki bar. Oh my gosh.
Well, you know something? So true. What can I say? It is
love that.
It is an awfully tiki show, you know? And they live under the sea. Hello. And there's pirates. Arr! You know, it has everything that the scene takes about it.
Fritz the cat.
Fritz the cat. Felix the cat. I remember.
No, there is Fritz the cat, but I don't.
Well, Fritz the cat, of course, was the animated adult version of
right.
That,
that's what I'm thinking.
Yes, there is such things. Absolutely, that's Ralph Bakshi for you. Definitely, Ralph Bakshi, I believe, cut his teeth making the Mighty Heroes. And that
that creepy show we already talked
about. That was a
about.
Pretty budget production, but he learned the trade, and then he's like, "I'm going to do something else."
Oh, I never saw Super Chicken. It's really, you can watch it now. It's really funny. It's all over YouTube.
All of the Jay Wards are very clever. Basically, every single time he takes some secret sauce, there's another like bon mot. It's big fun. Big fun.
Yeah, because he says Fritz the cat is not for children. Exactly.
Saturday night cartoon. I remember seeing Felix as a child. I didn't see Fritz. I don't know why. Well, years later, of course. And Fritz is one of those things, interesting enough, there was a soundtrack album.
Really?
And there was. I think it was on Fantasy. I think Fantasy put that out. But if we talk about these shows like Scooby, which has a song every episode.
True, John.
There's no soundtrack album.
John says neither was Ren and Stimpy. We get down to it. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I
love Ren and Stimpy.
We're getting into Adult Swim territory here, which makes me think about the fact that last night one of the things that popped on was Space Ghost, and then I just had to pop on Space Ghost Coast to Coast because they're both kind of great. The Space Ghost theme is very cool, but the Space Ghost Coast to Coast theme is Sonny Chirac. That's pretty awesome.
Isn't that plugged in?
It is plugged in.
Why is it flashing?
One moment, please. We're flashing. It must be too much cereal.
No, one of our lights is flashing, but it's plugged in. Oh, okay.
Pardon me? Come on. There we go.
Ah, it's too bright.
There.
That was really weird.
It's because the batteries are still in.
It's plugged in, but it started flashing, but I guess it still had the batteries. Anyway, you don't care. But
you don't care about our technical problems.
It was just really weird that a light that's plugged in would start flashing like that. I love the comments. The comments are the best.
This is why we do these things, folks. I'm so glad you could join us here. I'm not signing off, by the way, but I'm just saying mid
Ren was always on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Exactly.
He's an extremely nervous little fellow because he's a Chihuahua. Now, some people here own Chihuahuas. Yeah, well, they're nervous little fellows, but yeah, they're totally sweet. So there you go. But the thing about him is that he's just always tensed up to the point of a breakdown, much like the angriest dog in the world, Although he's actually vocal about it. The angriest dog is just in a state of rigor mortis, basically. The ambiguously gay duo. Oh. But definitely. And there's a ton of stuff on Adult Swim that is evening cartoons, of course. Oh, yeah. But definitely, folks. Ping. Ping! Well, enjoying this. This was a very simple thing that is very easy to make. You can find some really good raspberry syrups out there on the market. If you don't find them where you would find your cocktail syrups, check the pancake aisle because you can find some stuff that actually is just based on sugar, real flavor, actual berries.
Actual sugar.
I'm trying to remember that we had a good brand, and I think we completely ran out of it because I've been home a lot lately, so we have actually been using such things. Used up a lot of old material, and it's been done. And I'm trying to think what that brand was.
Doesn't matter.
But
it just make sure it's still a high quality product.
So Christy actually dropped down what is Jeff's favorite on Adult Swim. You can read that in the comments. I'm not going to say that out loud. But yeah, I actually have seen some of those, and they are pretty raunchy and pretty funny. So that's adult stuff. Adult stuff for you. But I figured that I do need another one of these things because I'm out otherwise. And we are here for a little cartoons and cocktails. And since I just saw Velma drink what was pretty clearly a tiki drink, I'm like, Well, I guess you're 21 because so much for being a teenager.
That was not 20. Well, I don't know. Did they ever say?
They never make it specify, but it appears to be a bunch of teenagers driving around in a van.
Also, I want to know in these shows, like, especially Scooby-Doo, like, how do these people get together? I mean, Fred really doesn't seem like he would hang out with any of them. And
he's wearing an ascot for Christ.
He is wearing an ascot. And, like, how did he hook up with Shaggy?
Yeah,
like,
kind of preppy.
I don't know the backstory.
Kind of looks football team. You know, maybe he was just kind of a laid-back football player, and he's just like, hey, dudes, want to get together? I got a van, you know?
I don't know the backstory.
Let's solve some crimes, you know?
And the Teen Angels, too. Like, how did they get together?
We know how Charlie's got together.
Yes.
The Teen Angels is clearly a ripoff of that, but no explanation necessary. I suppose they figured, you know about Charlie's Angels? Well, there you go. Yeah, but where's Charlie? I mean,
that's not good enough for me.
Their Charlie didn't put them together. They discovered Charlie.
They don't have a Charlie.
They don't have a Charlie. So they were just like three gals with their gal gang driving around in their not the Mystery Machine. Yep. And they discover this like frozen superhero and bring it back to life. I love reanimation in the cartoons. It's just amazing stuff. And then they
don't have homes or go to school.
Also true. They just drive around in this van. It's like they're following the dead or something. Which brings us back to the whole issue of what's in the Scooby snacks. And I'm not sure they had Scooby snacks. We have actually name-checked the Josie and the Pussycats, haven't we, at one point?
Christy did.
Yes, okay. Which makes me think of the follow-up series, Josie and the Pussycats in Space. Because, you know, it's one thing to have a rock band. It's another thing to put you in a rocket ship. And there we go.
In space.
In space. You know, it's like everything that you're saying, you add in space to it.
But I feel like any cartoon, you're like, we really need to freshen this up. You could just add in space to the end of it. Like,
in space.
Super Friends, in space. Brady Kids, in space.
And the Super Friends, you know, having superpowers, they don't need oxygen. They were already in space.
Wonder Woman in space.
Wonder Woman is cruising around in a non-visible jet-propelled appliance.
Yeah.
The invisible jet. She's just like, bang, man. Halfway around the world in 10 seconds.
BP, hello.
Bang! Excellent.
Fred was trying to hook up with Daphne. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
And, you know.
But what are the rest of them there? They were just like dead weight.
Well, I don't know. Velma is the brains of the operation. She always figures stuff out.
True. So, like, he's just keeping her around for her brains while he's trying to hook up with Daphne. That doesn't sit well.
I don't know. Maybe he's trying to, like, double time all this stuff because he thinks, I got a harem going on. It's like, yeah, well, whatever.
Shaggy?
No. Oh, I'm thinking about Fred.
No, I know, but that's not much of a harem.
They're the comic relief who eventually, from time to time, they actually turn up pretty good clues. So that's why they keep them around.
They blunder into clues. Oh, Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah, Harlem Globetrotters in space.
In space, you know? Space Jam. Yeah. Harlem Globetrotters in space, basically. Kitty cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we really should have brought out the elephants and monkeys.
We do have the monkeys. We have a lot of those
Perhaps
monkeys.
I should actually grab the monkeys because... And there's another, like, Saturday morning
speaking of the monkeys,
show.
Yeah.
So, with a lot of music. And you got to vote for the movie Scooby.
Go. Miss some.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Movie Scoob is pretty good. Oh, okay, good. I'm going to watch that because I need their backstory.
Ah! Well, you know, it's that kind of thing. This makes me think of that movie we saw about the Weather Underground. You're going to have to see that to figure out what the hell I'm talking about. But this is the era. This is the era, and it involved vans. So, and I'm not talking about tennis sneakers. So,
just thinking how this whole cartoon reminds you of the Weather Underground. Interesting. Wouldn't have been the first thing I thought of, but.
And we have here we go, trucking like the hand of a Velveteen. That's hilarious. There's a lot of crossover here, and you know, for certain, if you've ever been to some like some big Burning Man type dead event or whatnot, you're going to see like some cartoon characters appear here or there because people are wise guys, and that's funny stuff. This is inspirational. Some of these shows were pretty far out. I don't think that Hanna-Barbera ever animated Doctor Strange, but that would have basically launched psychedelia.
But I remember a guy I worked with was working on his Wonder Woman costume for Burning Man.
Who was that?
When I was working at Naked Boys Singing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
The off-Broadway show.
Which was actually, 6 naked men on stage.
Singing. Yeah, it was exactly what it... It gave you exactly what it advertised.
You're looking for it? You got it.
Singing.
It's pretty hilarious
but
show.
Yeah, no, but there was a guy who worked there with me, and he was putting together his Wonder Woman costume for Burning Man.
So, there we go. Yeah. It all stands to reason. I frankly recommend the show. The songs are alternately hilarious and touching. It was very well done.
It was a good show.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Who knows? It might well, not running now because of COVID, but who knows how long that ran? I'm sure it ran long after I didn't work there anymore.
There we go.
The Weather Underground in space. Velma was also trying to hook up with Daphne.
Well, we've got all these, since this one over here is a union member, of course, of the craft unions. We actually have all these screeners over here, and we just watched the trial of the Chicago 7, the new one. Very well done. And I think it actually displays the material very evenly and with more than a bit of humor and, with more than a bit of shock at seeing the actual events that transpired in this trial. Pretty amazing. So that's what made me think of the Weather Underground, because, of course, who is on trial in that case? One of them is Tom Hayden, who was one of the heads of the SDS, and also Rennie, who was one of the heads. And that, after Chicago, those incidents there, they had a sort of convention, and they really had a split between people who wanted political action and people who wanted direct action. And the direct action people became the Weather Underground.
Okay, got it.
That's what happened with that.
Caught it.
And because of what they were doing, they went underground.
I decided it was time for a blue drink.
Interesting. You've had a blue drink. Time for another blue drink? Well, you never know.
This one is lighter.
Oh, yeah, monkeys. Yeah, here's the interesting story about that. Years ago, I was working in a hi-fi store. I tell a lot of stories about the record store, but I was working in a hi-fi store, and all sorts of people stopped in there. This was in Upper West Side of Manhattan. And Guy stops in one day, and he's looking around at the equipment and whatnot. And I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, huh. I said, this is really great to be playing your old Monkeys record. And he says, well, that's interesting enough, because I'm Peter Tork. He was actually known to be a pretty nice guy. So, interesting thing about that show is apparently they didn't all like each other. Like, apparently Mike really had a problem with Davey, and that's why they did not reunite as 4 in the 80s. But you saw the 3 of them together. They did some successful things. And then, Davey unfortunately died a few years ago, and then suddenly Mike's playing with them again. So, that's a real grudge, folks. But
wow, that's a long time to hold a grudge. I'm just saying.
It really is unfortunate. Because when you hear things like there's a good live set of them, there's about 4 albums worth of stuff that Rhino released, and you can probably access this up on places like Spotify. That was recorded on their 67 tour. There's some really great stuff. They had a great band behind them. They played well. So
this, I just decided to make a blue thingy.
Blue thingy.
This was a 1/2 ounce blue curacao, a 1/2 ounce fresh lime juice, 2 dashes of orange bitters, and fill with your chilled cava or prosecco, whatever you have. He's writing it down. 1/2 ounce lime juice, 2 dashes orange bitters, fill cava. They end up in all sorts of situations on these shows, too. Like, oh, this week we're in a tiki bar. Next week we're in Transylvania. Like, they really get around. That Mystery Machine, it was going places.
That Mystery Machine is pretty high mileage. Let's just put it that way.
Pretty high mileage.
There we go. Hey, gotta put that together. Oh, so that's it. See you, John.
See you later, John.
Much, but definitely. Oh, the old monk thing. That actually was, I can tell you right now.
Oh, yeah, we can tell you.
I'll tell you immediately because I was just there.
Haji.
It's called Haji. Ounce of brandy, ounce of the old monk, 1/2 ounce of raspberry liqueur. We used, Where is it now? Chambord, yeah. Half ounce of lime juice and 2 dashes of aromatic bitters. Shake, strain into your cocktail glass, top with the chilled rosé cava.
It's really good.
Yeah. Now you could use regular cava or regular whatever bubbles you got. It'll all work. But definitely, there was a comment here about psychedelic puffin stuff.
Don, hi.
Hey.
Good to see you.
So glad to see you, man.
Long time no see.
I would say like back-to-back puffin stuff and Lidsville are very far out.
Yeah.
Lidsville just kind of says what it is. It's just like a beatnik comment. Hey, man, can see you later at Lidsville. And the villain is Charles Nelson Riley. Jeez, this is weird. You know?
He stole my heart, Charles Nelson
Riley. Crazy show. I do remember Lidsville as a kid and Puffin Stuff. They were around a lot. But Puffin Stuff had a really long lifespan because Crofts were starting to produce live-action shows and then some cartoons, and they just kept it going. And they started producing other things like The Brady Show, and because they needed like guest stars, one of the guest stars was Puffin Stuff.
Well, because I do research for these things, in the book about the Brady Bunch Variety Hour, you learned that a lot of bands, once they realized what they were booked onto, sort of canceled at the last minute on the Brady Bunch Variety Hour. So that's why you started getting some sort of Croft entertainment on these shows. It's like, well, we'll slot them in.
Yeah, I think they had Captain Cool and the Kongs. I don't think we've mentioned them yet. Speaking of music every week on there. And it was because, look, they needed entertainment. Okay, we got some Croft people here. Bang. We were also watching an Electro Woman and Donna Girl where the villain was this freak who stole his sunglasses from Bootsy Collins and with this big blue fright wig and playing guitar. And his whole shtick was he was going to play guitar and hypnotize the youth of America and steal millions.
What was his name? I forget that. Oh, I got to look it up. Here, hand it over.
There you go.
I got to look it up.
There you go. Please, please, please. So I will say, extremely cheaply produced. Very cheesy video effects. A very cheap effect that shows them descending in the elevator to the supercar, right? Although they also have the guy in the cardigan who, gives them superpowers.
Elizabeth says, mystery machine running into Harlem Globetrotters in the swamp. Exactly.
Pretty much.
What? Okay.
What happened?
I gotta look this up.
I don't know.
It's not going to leave me alone. I need to look it up.
Got to find the episode and who played it. And I remember Mike Blodgett was in that episode. You might remember him from Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. And suddenly right back into that land. Pretty hilarious.
And then there was that... Did anyone see the remake of Electro Woman and Dinah Girl?
Oh, yeah. That was just a few years ago.
Yeah. I did not, but that's
I don't know if it was
strange
a
to me
reboot necessarily. I think it was just a movie. But
it's very strange to me that happened at all. But okay, here we go. No, here we go. Glitter Rock.
Glitter Rock.
What was his name? Glitter Rock.
Two-parter. Yeah. This guy, of course, is your classic villain. He's just like extremely hammy and screaming the whole time. You're like, this man's out of his mind.
Mighty Isis.
Should never come there.
Yeah, HR Puffin Stuff was, Puffin Stuff.
Somebody was puffing stuff.
Someone was puffing stuff.
Isis and Shazam. Shazam was Shazam because the character's name was Captain Marvel, and there was a famous case back in the 40s where they got sued by DC Comics because they thought that Captain Marvel was a direct ripoff of Superman, which it probably was. So there was this big suit, blah, blah, blah. It went back and forth for years. Eventually, the whole settlement was, fine, you can continue to publish the tune, but you have to remove the name. So they decided to start calling it Shazam. So there was a 70s comic book that actually was just called Shazam, and then the live-action thing was just Shazam. And that was named after, the 7, Greek gods?
Yes.
Or like Roman gods, or is it Solomon, Hercules?
Yeah,
Atlas,
it all stands
all
for
this
something.
Stuff. It's all this thing. There's a great parody in the Mad comic books of the...
Is he related to Gary Glitter? I think...
yeah, he sure as hell has that look.
I was going to say, he might have been ripped off from...
I think he was a direct ripoff of Ziggy Stardust, to take a look at the jumpsuit. Although I will tell you that Ziggy's music was a lot better.
Really?
Although the stuff that they had coming out of the guitars was a lot freakier than you would think for a kid's show. So, definitely happening. I'm going to pass this to you for a second. I got to think about what I'm doing next.
You think about your next drink?
I'll be right back.
Think about my next drink. Yeah, okay, so This one that just came up is called A Clue for Scooby-Doo. And I'm like, oh, Scooby-Doo gets a clue. Anyway. Ugh. We should have put on some Harlem Globetrotters, though, because I definitely remember that. And Fat Albert. Does anyone remember Fat Albert? That was a good one. Okay, catching up. Paul ate all the cereal, but if you're just joining us, Cocoa Puffs with our little duck. Is that a duck? It's some sort of fowl with the straw into the cereal. It's why I bought it. Because I thought, your cereal makes your milk turn chocolatey. And like, you could add liqueur to that. So we added coconut liqueur, and it's really good. Yeah, Fat Albert was whack. I agree with you, Christy. Okay. I haven't tried the corn pops yet, so I'm just going to... I'm not going to do it with milk and etc., but... Okay. It's good. It's good. I bought this one because it said now with more crunchy sweetness. Well, how could I resist that? Sonny the Cuckoo Bird. Oh, okay. It's Sonny. I did not know that. Sonny was just drinking. He's not even bothering to eat the cereal. He's just drinking the milk. But this is really fun. We need to do more of these. I am enjoying, at this moment, something that needs a name. So if you're still here, this blue thingy needs a name. I'm thinking like Mystery Machine or something.
I'm still thinking something from Johnny Quest, but I'm just not familiar enough with all of the apparatus. Mystery Machine is pretty good. What is the name of Super Chicken's flying car?
Come join us.
I just want to grab something here so I can mix. We need another thing, probably in a flute because we have plenty of bubbles. Let's see here.
Oh, I brought you a flute. There's a flute over here.
I know. Okay, got the flute.
Okay, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it. He'll be back.
Got it. Good.
Sonny the Cuckoo Bird. What was that? Something just exploded in the tiki room.
Yeah, we're about to find out.
Was that you?
That was me.
Okay, well, I'll find out soon, I guess. I think it's just about time to sign off.
Okay. Well, let's make one more for the road.
All right, he's going to make one more for the road, and then it's time to sign off.
Oh, shucks. Let's get this cold.
It's kind of Smurf Blue. Okay, I like that, Smurf Blue. I'm going to call it Smurf Blue.
And then we have yet another cartoon there.
Smurf Blue. Christy named it.
This guy. All right.
Smurf Blues. Operation Smurf Blues. Silly Wabbit. Tricks are for kids.
Oh.
So what are you doing?
Okay. So I'm doing something that reflects our rosé over here. 1/2 ounce of a strawberry liqueur.
Okay, hold on. What exploded?
I'll tell you later. Okay. Not going to say that on the air.
I guess I'll find out.
Big fun.
Okay, 1/2 ounce strawberry liqueur.
1/2 ounce of lime juice.
Okay.
And we need some bitters. Did I bring sufficient bitters over here?
We got a lot of bitters over here.
Yeah, we do. No, it's spicy. How about the chocolate? Yeah.
Ooh, chocolate.
Happen to have Aztec chocolate bitters. And
wait, isn't that empty?
Nope, there's still one more drop in there. There we go.
Okay.
2 dashes. Yeah, 2 drops.
2 dashes.
Yep. It's getting down. We got a replacement, but we got to get rid of the bottle. Okay, give that a bit of a swirl. And top with your rosé cava.
Okay.
Very simple little thing. Actually, no base liquor in this, so this is very light.
Do you have a name for this?
I don't yet.
This masterpiece.
Yeah, this fine masterpiece of mixology over here.
Let's see. It's got strawberry and chocolate. Pebbles. I'm just calling it pebbles.
Pebbles.
Fruity pebbles, cocoa pebbles. It's got it all.
Take your pebbles. It's got them all the bits.
It's got all the pebbles.
This is the Flintstones hour happening right here. Well, that's good. Yep.
If it was purple, it could be called Grape Ape. I love that.
Grape Ape.
This is good.
You certainly find some purple stuff in there. It's not a heavy strawberry hit. If
That's
you're thinking,
really good.
I really want this to taste like a lot of strawberry, add more like an ounce of the liqueur. Or if you had syrup, that would be fine too. And if you wanted to add like half of a fresh strawberry and impale that on the glass, well, that's entirely.
I don't remember Speed Buggy.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. Yeah, I did. That's the source of some more missing brain cells.
I don't remember that one.
Speed Buggy was a dune buggy, which makes me think of something else. But and he led a whole gang of do-gooders in there. I think they battled the. Oh wait, now I'm thinking of Wheeling the Chopper Bunch. Yeah, same kind of thing.
Oh my God, how did I miss all these?
Yeah, the Chopper Bunch was, of course, a bunch of badass motorcycles. Oh wow, and they were all really nasty.
Oh my God.
One of these little guys would get the gumption, and it would be the charge sound, and he would attack. So, da 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 da. So.
Wow.
Oh, that's quite nice. So the flavors in here are subtle, but they're good. I might want to give that a bit of a stir.
It is good, though. I wouldn't mess with that.
I don't want to actually make it too sweet or anything, but I don't think it will be because it's only a half ounce of the sweet stuff, and there is the sour in there. I think that's actually very suitable. And if you're thinking, well, I'd like some more octane, you could certainly add gin or vodka. That would be fine. Brandy would be fine. I might do that. But I kind of like it as is.
It's really good.
A little lighter kind of a thing.
Plus, it's not even 2.
And it's not yet 2.
Got all day to get through.
Got things to do.
Oh, Captain Caveman. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You were talking Caveman earlier.
Yep. Captain Caveman. So good.
What was his slogan? He would always start screaming.
Captain Caveman.
He's got his whole club there ahead of him. I think the club glows. It's like an atomic-powered cudgel there.
Lisa's asking, was Mel Blanc the voice of Speed Buggy? I don't know.
Now that you mention it, that sounds awfully familiar. We'll just have to look that up.
Yeah, we'll just have to look that up.
We'll take a look at that. Or you could look right there. I got IMDb open.
Okay, well, let's see. Mel
He was the voice of 1,000 other things, too, wasn't he? And he's pretty recognizable. And, of course, he did live-action stuff on the... Oh, why am I spacing this now?
Jack Benny.
Jack Benny Show. How could I space Jack Benny? Yeah, he was a regular on the radio show and then also on the TV show. And that whole Christmas bit with Jack and Rochester in the store with Mel Blanc has to be seen every Christmas around these parts. And I highly recommend you look it up, too. I think it's from 1957. Well worth your time. Unbelievably hilarious. The whole cast.
He was the voice of everything.
He was the voice of everything. Mel actually worked for something like 50 years. Probably more. It was unbelievable what he could do.
What are we looking at?
Speed Buggy.
Speed Buggy. Okay, hold on. Because, seriously, he was the voice of everything.
He's certainly Barney Rubble. You knew about that. He certainly does Daffy Duck and Bugs and Albert. All of these. It goes on and on. And you're thinking to yourself, yeah, you really can't do like stuttering characters today as humor. That's probably not good.
No, you can't do that.
So you have to enjoy it for his historical value. Sylvester and Tweety.
Speed Buggy.
Bang.
You called it.
Bang. 1973.
Speed Buggy.
I bet that's Filmation, as a matter of fact. I seem to recall that had a fairly cheap look to it. Tucker the Mouse, Cricket in Times Square. There's a good credit right there. Oh, I think Speed Buggy is the charge. Hanna-Barbera. I am totally wrong. There we go.
Speed Buggy and Alan Oppenheimer.
Alan Oppenheimer. Voices. Oh, he did a ton of voices too. And you'll recognize him from live action on a bunch of stuff.
You got that. All right. Has the time fully come?
It's about that time.
All right.
All right. Well,
I think it's time.
I think we've had more than 2 hours worth of fun today. And
almost 2 hours worth of fun.
Almost. Well, I'm thinking we've had more than 2 hours in less than 2 hours. Our correspondents have dropped unbelievable references on us today.
What is going on?
We're going to have to actually take a look at this later and find all of this information. There was way too much happening, clearly, was way too much happening on Saturday morning for any of us to handle at the time.
I guess so, because I haven't heard of
half of this stuff.
These things.
Some of these things are a bit regional. If you want to talk to kids who grew up in New York and you say, oh yeah, Magic Garden. I'm like, what's that?
I never saw that.
Live action show, 2 hippie chicks, played songs, taught you moral lessons. Never. That was something from, I think, Channel 11. And just local production that every kid in New York knew. And we didn't get that in New England. We got New Zero Review. Okay, what the heck? Although I think you had some national shows like Electric Company and Zoom that I think were produced by GBH in Boston that we all knew because they got national exposure. So some of this stuff, and we start talking to horror hosts like, did you have Goulardi or Svengoolie? Depending on where you were.
Yep.
Pittsburgh had a great guy. I think he's hanging on our wall over there.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we know the guy who should play him in the documentary because that's, just pretty amazing. So, great memories. All of this should inspire us to all get to your local channel and check out some great themes, some great music, and some pretty terribly animated video. Some of this was so cheaply done, you just are amazed. And I'm not just talking Clutch Cargo, but I will name check that again because you need to see this to say, wow, how the hell could that be done? When I was young, I was a big fan of Jay Ward, still am. Those were very clever and very well done. Bullwinkle, hey, haven't even name checked him the whole time.
Bob Wilkins.
Thank you.
Watch horror films. Keep America strong. That's Bob Wilkins.
The documentary's already been done.
Yep.
But definitely. But actually, I was trying to say we know the one who should play him in the fictional version of it. Yeah. But definitely. You've seen what to do with cereal, and you've seen a bunch of cocktails.
And
You'll definitely get one. Definitely get one tomorrow. You can always watch the rebroadcast and see all of these. Some of these are pretty simple done.
Oh, Christy says, see you for DJ Jimmy. Yay! Oh. DJ, okay, and for those of you who don't know what Christy's talking about, if you enjoy your throwbacks, DJ Jimmy is on Twitch this evening for 80s, the New Wave dance show.
Twitch.tv.
So,
and he is...
Join us. We'll be watching DJ Jimmy this evening on Twitch.
Very heavy on 80s danceable stuff. A lot of recognizable names there. And some more abrasive stuff from time to time. He whips it all out. Usually preceded by DJ Dave Paul playing a lot of more danceable stuff, not necessarily new wave. And if you're a fan of this sort of thing, then check it out. They're a lot of fun.
Yes. Lisa says loved it. And Julie says this was lots of fun. Thank you so much for joining us. You have no idea how much it means to us.
I could do this solo and we'd be talking to a wall.
No, it's so much more fun when you're here.
The fact that we have an audience means that we have a purpose here.
And yeah, we love it. And if you're going to, I don't know, I feel like we need some sort of gathering point for DJ Jimmy. We need to bivouac. DJ Jimmy.
Need to figure that point out. If anybody's interested and like, what is this all about after the broadcast? You can drop us a personal. We'll check up on Messenger and see what's what.
But yeah, it's really fun. Twitch.tv.
And he's live at about 9 o'clock?
He's live at 9 Eastern.
9 Eastern, yes. That's Eastern. Very important. I'm in one time zone here, but, folks on the West Coast.
Christy's sharing it. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
There you go. Check it out.
We got to figure this out because I feel like like-minded people would...
I think Many of you would enjoy this.
I think you would.
Many of you would enjoy this. And many others would say, well, it's not my speed, but I recognize a lot of it and it's okay.
I just mark myself going.
If you tune in and you see Max Headroom, you've come to the right place.
Yes.
That's his stock and trade. He plays a lot of videos. So that's an important thing about this.
Oh, okay. And Amy shared another one. Okay.
What do we have?
At 8.
Doing 80s at 8 p.m. Okay. So DJ, what's the name? DJ Joshua. Okay.
All right.
Got it.
Love it.
There are 1,000 DJs going live at all hours of the day these days. You can do 24 hours worth of stuff.
Some of them, it's crazy. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago that DJ Cody had an equipment malfunction and started playing his records backwards?
Well, he actually is playing digital. So he just started playing his files backwards.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Which is a lot easier than playing his records backwards. But it was. And he was just baffled.
And he just got the flop sweats.
I think he was on about his 7th hour of a 7-hour jag.
For a really long time. So.
And he was at the time playing like 60s music, and he was in this big fright wig, and I'm sure that his head was overheating. So it didn't help. But I hope he figured it out. I think he figured it out because we saw him subsequently. And, hey, things happen. Our equipment malfunctions from time to time. My mouth malfunctions.
It did today.
It did today.
Our lights started flashing for no very good reason.
You go and fix it, and you move it on. Live theater.
Exactly.
That's TV for you.
But yeah, but it's fun. So it would be fun to see you there.
Yeah.
I know that there's like a whole posting thing. Like people post throughout these DJs. Mm-hmm. Did he accidentally summon demons? Maybe.
You never know.
He might have.
I think he summoned the demons from Scooby-Doo, which frankly were
he might have.
People in a mask. He summoned a guy in a rubber mask.
But it was about 2 a.m.
It was late.
I'm going to say this.
Paul
was completely crashed on the sofa, and I was up, and he got the flop sweats. He's like, wait a minute. It's playing my records backwards. What? Huh?
Yeah, and then I woke up, and I'm like, wow, his records are playing backwards. What's up with this?
Yeah, exactly. It was
Dude!
A lot of fun.
A
lot of fun. This is how we entertain ourselves during COVID.
We have actually been tech crew in a show once where equipment malfunctioned, so we know of such things. I don't need to go into details.
I'm going to need to top myself up if we're going to tell this story. It's how we met.
I don't need to go into those details right now or ever, but I will tell you that I knew at the time that the equipment was really screwing up.
People occasionally ask us how we met.
Yeah, it was in the theater. It was actually a pretty fun show, and it was a good time. I have good memories of that. And
maybe we'll
what do you know?
Time.
20. Trying to count the years here. 6 or 7?
2.5.
2.5. Okay, sounds about right. Years later, here we are, doing much the same thing for you, live up here on our various places and platforms. So, for the 15th time in this conversation, thank you so much for joining us. But great stuff happened in the meantime. You got a whole link to the whole DJ thing happening. This is a big thing these days. These guys have nowhere to play and they're doing it online.
DJ Jimmy.
They're doing it in various places. There's some Zoom happening. Twitch is the place for the DJs, apparently. That's a very popular thing. And you can see some great stuff. So, if you like the music, it's fun to tune in, even for an hour or so.
You only summon demons when you try to say the pharmaceutical name of your prescription.
Isotropate to sodium? What?
You made me cough. You made me cough.
I summoned up the theme to Space Coast Coast to Coast. Sonny Chirac. That's awesome. I think John's gone now. So, too bad. Anyway.
His loss.
His loss.
All right.
Now we're at 2 hours.
All right. We're over 2 hours.
For the 16th time this evening, thank you so much for joining us on various places.
It's not even yet.
On one of the Facebooks or on the YouTube.
But we will be on twitch.tv at 9 p.m. Eastern for DJ Jimmy.
If you want to join us, come on down. And we probably won't be in the chat, but you could always drop us a
That's why I'm saying we need to figure out our own chat.
Our own chat. I don't know. Maybe it's a personal room. Stuff like that there.
I don't know how to do that.
We'll figure it out. I saw a lot of activity today on YouTube. Thank you so much. I see a lot more activity on Facebook. But the fact is we are not favoring one platform over another. You know, we're both places.
Well, no, we kind of are, but...
We're both places, so...
We are both places. That's true.
If we could get this up on Instagram, we'd do it too. And then we'd have to check 4 pages.
No, but yeah, Instagram is a whole other beast. We can't add Instagram to this feed.
Yeah.
If we could, we would.
But who knows? But for now, we're definitely both places, so hey, no worries.
I'm excited about DJ Jimmy, though.
Yeah, kind of fun. Obviously, we have some Glendora happening this weekend. And we have... Tomorrow. We will be live again next Wednesday with TBD. Haven't done that yet. Been a lot of work to get this together.
Although the DJ Jimmy is making me think, do we need like a 80s new wave
dance party
hour?
To mention it is to make it happen.
A dance party. We need a dance party.
You could come up with a playlist that makes it happen.
Hang the old disco ball.
I tell you.
Do a dance party.
I can suggest a few things there. So.
All right.
And next Friday, there will be another regular episode. So there we go. We'll see you live on Wednesday. We'll see you for Glendora on the weekend. Anything that you have questions about or anything you want to just rap about, drop it into the messages. We'll find you.
I know we have a couple of patrons here. Oh, Errol likes Glendora, and I'm jealous. I know people love Glendora. I'm like, okay.
More than you. More than Ms. VL.
80s dance party, yes. I love this idea.
Yeah, what for 80s dance party? Okay, I could go for the next 5 hours.
No, but I was going to
seriously
say...
need another meal.
I was going to say thank you to our patrons, because I know some of you are watching right now. You help us to produce the show. And otherwise, find us on twitch.tv this evening at 8. We'll be listening to DJ Jimmy. We need to figure out a chat room or something.
We'll put
which is not what I do.
If we don't figure that out, hey, watch. We know you'll be there. And if you like that kind of stuff, he really delivers a lot of fun stuff. And he's been stretching out a little bit lately, so I think that's a good thing. Obviously, with these folks, they're working for tips, and if you tip them, they might actually deliver what you're interested in. But I'm not saying you have to do that. That's up to you.
No, I think it's what they can get.
Whatever happens.
Yeah.
Whatever happens.
Anyway.
Because we appreciate our patrons and tips and whatever, of course. Part of what we do. As always, we